Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to the WWE RAW watch along for Monday, May 5th. It's your girl, Denise here, and I am excited for today's show for one particular matchup, guys. We are going to see IYO Sky versus Roxanne Perez here today, and I am very, very excited. I believe we're also going to hear from Becky Lynch. Hold on one second. Let me look at the preview to see what else is on. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to hear from Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, so that should be fun. We're going to have Otis versus Rusev. Hopefully that's some good, meaty action. And we're also going to hear from Becky Lynch, Penta versus JD McDonagh, and then, like I said, IYO versus Roxanne. So hopefully today's a fun episode of Raw. Regardless, I will be here hanging out with you guys for the entire time. And then afterwards, the post show with Santi is back immediately following Monday Night Raw. So it's going to be a good time here for the next couple of hours. I also want to let you know that I dropped a Smash, Marry, Kill video with none other than my good friend Righteous Reg that is up right now on the channel. And so far, based on the feedback that we've gotten on the video, people are calling this the funniest video that's ever been posted on this channel. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. I'm just going based off of some of the comments that I've seen already. So when you guys get the chance, go check that video out. I want to blow it up. I want to make sure it gets more views, just more love in general. So I'm really, really excited about that video. It's legitimately one of my favorites that I've ever posted. And then, of course, just daily YouTube videos are going to be coming each and every single day. So, yeah, lots to kind of get into here today. A couple of people already saw the video. We got infamous DJ1 who says that was hilarious. Ryan Sully says, wow, Denise dressed like she got back from the Met Gala. I wish I was at the Met Gala. Every single year I tell myself that I should apply for media credentials for the Met Gala. But I don't know if they would approve me because, I'm like a pro wrestling YouTuber. Like, I don't think they would approve me for like fashion. But I keep telling myself that I should at least try, right? You never know. But I doubt it. But I'm gonna try next year. Next year, I swear. Next year I will try. So we'll see. We're still 2 minutes away from Monday Night Raw. I want to thank Sammy, by the way, Sammy Suwan Paidoon, who just sent in the first super chat of the evening. Sammy, thank you so much. He says, hey, Denise, which group don't like in wrestling? Right to Censor or Death Riders? I remember with the Right to Censor as a kid, I used to really hate their theme song, like hate it with a passion. I hated the group so much as a kid. And then Death Riders, I feel like I hate as an adult. So it's like, which one's worse? What you hated as a kid or what you hated as an adult? I don't know what the answer is because kid me hated the Right to Censor and adult me is not a Death Riders fan. So kid me and adult me are very conflicted. At least I don't hate the Death Riders like theme song. So I'm good with that. So I guess bonus points for the Death Riders because I did hate the Right to Censor's theme song. Sammy, great question. Thank you for the super chat. We got Sheldon Jackson who gifted 1 DWO membership. Sheldon, thank you so much. And also, thank you for helping me out on a video that I'm working on, guys. I am working on a video, no spoilers, and Sheldon has been very generous enough to help me out with it. So thank you so much to Sheldon. We got Sven Big here who says, looking great, Denise, ready for a good time. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sven. Yeah, I decided to just like, what do you call it? I was feeling good today, I have a little extra pep in my step today because, I was doing my exercises today in the morning, and I noticed that every time I do my exercises, I tend to have a little bit more energy because, that's just the way it is. Working out gives you endorphins, and I learned that in Legally Blonde. That's how I know this. All right, Raw is starting. And so anyways, yeah, that's why I was feeling a little extra pep in my step today. So I decided to like get glammed up for today's show. So in honor of the Met Gala, I was going to put on my pearls, but then I'm like, no, that's a little too much. Sven Big, thank you so much for the super chat, for the love, and for the continuous support. All right, guys, do you want Raw louder than this or lower than this, or it's fine? Let me know how you guys feel about the audio for Raw today.
The future runs.
And also, thank you so much, Big, for the kind comments.
That man is not CM Punk.
Sheldon Jackson says my lips are sealed on the video, so don't ask me. I signed an NDA. Sheldon Jackson signed a DWO NDA for helping me out with the video. What's up, Stuart Bridgman? Thank you so much for the love, man. Okay, people want it higher. Okay, hold on. All right, how's that? I put it up way higher.
As a friend, and tell you to your face
does that work?
That this is a load of crap, man.
Sammy,
all right,
to be honest
audio
with you.
check.
Let me be honest
Let's
with
know.
You. This
Ryan Sully says, "Can you take me higher?"
For the future.
Okay, is it all good, or you guys want it louder? Because I could put it up a tad bit more.
And I don't want that for you.
I could put it up a tad bit.
Seth Rollins is
but everyone's
going
saying
to
it's
do
good.
you
All right,
favor.
good. Then I will leave it as is.
Zayn, upon your entry into SmackDown,
I muted myself.
will face
Whoops.
the winner
I recently
of
learned
John
that I can
Cena
tap this button
versus
right
Randy
here,
Orton.
and I can mute myself.
Just like that,
So when I adjusted my
instant
microphone, I
undisputed
accidentally
title
pressed the
contender.
button too, and it muted me.
you
But
live
yeah, I
in the
recently learned
future
that thanks to
where you
producer
can
Andre
die with
on Busted Open. He was like, "You do realize you can
pass,
mute yourself,
Sammy.
right?" And I'm
Because
like,
if you
"Oh shit, I
stay
didn't even
on
know."
Raw,
It's like not synced up with
Now he's gonna suffer the
the action, like the subtitles aren't synced up with the action. So there's no way I'm watching wrestling with subtitles ever. Unless they can get the subtitles to move as fast as the commentary. So funny.
Zayn has no idea.
We got
He's
Uncle
about to
Donk
be
here who
cut
says, "Hey
in
fam, please
two."
make the Mig a clean finish, no BS. Did they announce IYO and Roxanne as the main event? Or are you assuming that it's going to be the main event? I don't know, but I want a clean finish too. I know Roxanne's been taking a lot of L's lately, but if she's going to take an L, it's better to take one in a phenomenal matchup and to the actual champion. So I don't see a problem with that. So yeah, so I'm really excited about this match. And yeah, I agree with Sven Big and that it should be the main event. If they let these girls go, which I'm hoping, fingers crossed, like 15, 20 minutes. I don't know, maybe I'm asking for too much. I think we can have like match of the year on Raw if they truly let IYO and Roxanne like really, truly go for it, you know? So we'll see what they end up doing there. Thank you so much, Uncle Donk. We got Gamer Kid Breezy who says, "They in my city." Hey, Sarah, what's up, Sarah? Double S, thank you so much for watching the collabs that I did with Minnie. It was so much fun. 2 of those videos are up. They went Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, guys, just a heads up, every day I'm uploading new videos on YouTube. So no matter what, come in. Even if you didn't come in a couple days before, you can catch up on the previous videos that I posted. I'm doing a lot of evergreen videos too. So yeah. Oh, there's IYO. They're cute little. Oh, her top is so cute. It's like a glittery shimmer. It almost looks like a purse crop top. Can't explain it. The fact that IYO and Roxanne are the first ones that they're showing arrive to the building should like tell you everything. Oh my God, Otis.
Who is in singles action here tonight.
We got Steven Marchuli here who says Oba versus Breaker is money. Yeah, I would love that match, dude. If they booked that match, I would be screaming of excitement. Thank you, Steven. We got Mutaro here who says, "Happy Monday, Denise. You look so beautiful tonight. Love it. And OMG, so many releases this week." First of all, thank you so much for the compliment, Mutaro. In honor of the Met Gala, I put a little extra spunk in my step. And then yeah, it was very unfortunate, all of the releases that went through. I did post some podcast on that. You can check that out. It was posted on Friday, so in case you want like a fully focused podcast on releases and whatnot, you can check that out. That's up here on the channel as well. Thank you so much, Mitaru. All right, we're kicking things up with Jey Uso. Let's see what we get. In the meantime, let me give some shout outs to people who are in here. Let's see who do we got in the meantime. We got CC Funk 1 in the house. Good to see you, CC Funk. We got XZ Trek Jedi. We got Vanna White. We got Carlton Lineback. We got Mike Centeni. We got Larice Johnson. We got Super Fro. We got Carlton Lineback. We got Moe Best. We got Greg in the building. What's up? We got Chris Holsinger, Dave Jordan. Thank you for the compliment. We got Jay Moscow in the building. Alan, Carlton. We got Sean in here. Sarah. We also got Vinny Doom, Ebony Prince. Ebony, your submission made it onto the video for Smash, Marry, Kill, in case you're wondering. In case you hadn't seen it, your submission made it in. We got Tanisha Hicks, we got Super Fro, we got Spike Hunter, Crazy Cool D. Who else do we got in here that I haven't shouted out yet? Infamous Radio Loco. We got Marshman 96. David Montalvo, we got Maxwell, Melissa Cabello. What's up, Melissa? We got Chaos by Design, Martin Ray Hill, Jay Grouse 9, Brandon Rosen, Ryan Powell, Tanisha Hicks, Taylor, Ryan Powell. We got Benoit Richter in here. Rowdy the Cat, Ebony Prince, Darkwing 19, Bob Ross Jr., Tracy WV. Who else haven't I shouted out? Onyx, Ryan Powers, Davion Washington, Jared Palmer, and D. Martin Fifth. How are you? We got KJ. Who else haven't I said hello to? We got Scoucher Boy. What's up?
38 minutes.
Wait, he says, Denise, you put what in your step? Do you know what that means in the UK? And you won't believe what a pearl necklace means. I know what a pearl necklace means. And I hate that because I love pearl necklaces, and I do not like pearl necklaces to be mentioned in that way. But put it in my step. I don't know what that means in the UK, though. Here it just means you got a little extra energy. All right, we got the Taylor Hand 91. What's up? If I was really playing the Met Gala look, I would be wearing something a lot more outrageous for sure. Let's see. We got Mike Parker Collects in here. We got Julius Balagtas. Thank you so much, Julius. We got Jessa. Thank you so much, Jessa. King Michael Gang. Big Time Baxter. What's up, Big Time Baxter? D Money 109. Alan Snyder. Casey Clark. We got Hannah Ball. What else do we got in here? Miss WWE Girl, Jet Black Suit, and Taylor Cannon. All right. I think I'm all caught up now.
But I was wondering,
able to get
out of Yeet.
Atticus, and the Yeet theme is still going. The entrance is still going. I can do roll call faster than Jey Uso's Yeet entrance.
Yes, I do.
All right. We got Vinny Doom here says a lot of eating. The crowd is hot. They're in Omaha. Bro, that was like 9 minutes of eating. Louis, it's like, hey, Denise, 10 minutes of eating. Yeah, legit. I'm looking at the clock right now. That was at least, take away like the first like minute maybe of like the intro to the show. But I think this was like 8 to 9 minutes of Jey Uso's entrance.
That's been the case.
Wild. Royalty's like, oh my God, 9 minutes for a damn entrance.
Our champion.
Double S says that crowd has a yeet infection. Oh my God, and we're going again. Dude. And if you want to make sure you last at least 9 minutes, Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, promo code Denise.
That second yeet like a second win. Hits as good as the first time, if not better. That's good yeet right there.
Okay, now officially 10 minutes of eating. I'm like practically. Oh, man.
I said, the World Heavyweight Champion, main event Jey Uso, is now in your city.
That's so fun. I'm telling you, 10 minutes of a yeet entrance and you burn. You get yourself an arm workout.
I'm here. I know Logan Paul here.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he's
So let's
beefing with
stand on
Logan
business
Paul.
tonight. Where you at?
I completely forgot.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Paul.
That doesn't sound like Logan Paul.
Oh, it's a Paul.
Now, yeah, we got a Paul, just not Logan
Paul
Paul.
Heyman.
We got Paul Heyman. Let's see what crazy shenanigans he gives us today.
My name is Paul Heyman. I came here tonight not to disrespect the World Heavyweight Champion main event, Jey Uso, but I dragged myself all the way out here tonight to Omaha, Nebraska.
You know the way he says it. Damn, Paul Heyman is 10, y'all.
Because I wanted to say something straight to the face of the world heavyweight
he's so tan, he's got me stumbling.
Main event, Jey Uso.
OG, you got a lot of balls stepping in the ring with me after what you just did to my family.
Bro.
So you're going to lecture me about betraying our tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna talk to you. Because from day one, I saw past you. I warned my cousin about you. I warned CM Punk about you too.
Well, it's a shame while you were handing out the warnings, nobody bothered to warn me. Maybe you should have warned me about my best friend in the world, my BFF, my brother in arms, CM Punk.
Him saying my BFF is hilarious.
Excuse me a minute. You can keep your damn booze to yourself when the microphone is in my hand.
And just like that, the audience is cued to boo.
Now one of you, and not you, had to live through what I lived through. My best friend in the world, CM Punk, put me in a position where it absolutely, positively, 100% guaranteed it would sabotage my...
I feel like the tan that Paul Heyman has makes him like a bigger heel. I can't explain it. Like, it's so aggressive. It's so aggressive. He reminds he looks like reddish toned. He's like the little inside out guy, the angry emotion.
That man, my best friend, put me in a situation that absolutely, positively guaranteed it would sabotage my relationship with our tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
He still does the praying bit.
And let's talk about your cousin, Roman Reigns, for a minute.
What's you got to say about Roman, huh?
I had a dream.
He had a dream? What now, Paul?
I had a dream with my best friend in the world, CM Punk, while Roman Reigns was still playing high school football. Long before
he's calling Roman Reigns a baby and CM Punk old.
His father and his uncle's footsteps and being inside a wrestling ring. And because I wanted my best friend in the world to overcome all the adversity he ever faced in his entire life and be in his corner for WrestleMania, what did Roman Reigns think I was going to do? Sell his secrets to CM Punk? Why would I do that after I built the bloodline for 5 freaking years? Tell me why I would do that.
After I built the bloodline for 5 freaking years. He's about to be like Booker. 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years.
I found a stray big dog on the island of irrelevancy, and I turned him into the tribal chief and the ruler of the WWE Universe. We
Damn, he's taking all the credit.
WWE champion for 1,316 days, and I'm not the one that blew it by getting beat by Cody Rhodes after being distracted by Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40. He lost the title. He lost the title that I spent 5 years of my life building him up as the champion. And then what did he do? He disappears. He goes back to being a big dog, licking his big wounds, and leaves me in the hands of Solo and Jacob Fatu and those Tongans who put me through a table in Madison Square Garden.
Feel like
and almost ended
Paul
my
Heyman's just
40-year
like trauma
career,
dumping
and
on
he
Jey
didn't
right
come
now.
back to avenge
Jey's
me.
moved
He came
on.
back to get
Why
into
is he
a
bringing
solid
this
match.
all back up to Jey? Jey's like trying to
But
continue
I
on with his
betrayed
happy
Roman
life.
Reigns, right? I betrayed Roman Reigns, who couldn't handle the fact they just wanted to help my best friend live out his dream. No, it's always Paul Heyman. I'm always the liar. I'm always at fault. I'm the betrayer. I'm the double crosser. I'm always the freaking scumbag in the situation.
Oh my God!
I'm right. I'm right.
He's
I'm
crashing.
right.
Oh my
You
God!
played me. Screw you.
His face! I've never seen anyone look more crazy. He looks crazy.
And screw each and every single one of you for booing me.
Yo! Dad made him look crazier. Yeah, he was totally crashing out. I agree. Dude, the amount of stress that Paul Heyman is able to evoke, like, look at that. I can't even make that kind of a face. Like, that kind of stress. Oh, I need a tweet. Paul Heyman is crashing out.
Are you okay? As a matter of fact, are you done? As a matter of fact, I got another question for you, OG. What does this have to do with me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why is he doing this to Jey right now? Jey's moved on from the bloodline.
It has nothing to do with you.
But it has nothing to do
Not
with
that
you.
part. I didn't come out here to talk about Roman Reigns and CM Punk.
But you just
Here's
did.
the one thing, though. I did come out here to talk about you, which has everything to do with you, Jey Uso. See, you won that title because you want that title, but that title is all about power and control. And honestly, Jey, you don't know how to wield power and control. You don't understand that leverage. You think coming out here every night and eating with the audience and putting on the best in-ring performance is all that it takes, but that's not what that title is about. So while you need in your heart to be champion, and while you want to be champion, Seth Rollins has to be champion.
I see where this is going.
Has to have that power. Seth Rollins has to have that control. And Braun Breaker, well, that was just stage one of our plan. Stage two is that title. But I'm
Damn,
out here
Jey, they're
tonight
coming for you.
to do you a favor. And we all know how well those favors work out, don't we? I'm going to let you sign your own death warrant. I'm going to
Paul
let
is
you
like-
pick the night that you lose the World Heavyweight Championship.
He has like a million personalities. 5 seconds ago, he was
Jey
crashing out, and now
Uso,
he's proposing a favor.
Seth freaking Rollins hereby challenges you to the World Heavyweight Championship.
Wait, I thought he was going to be facing Logan Paul.
He pinned Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. He beat Roman Reigns in CM Punk. You know he deserves to be the #1 contender. The favor is this. You pick the time, you pick the place. Because Seth Rollins will fight you for that title anytime, any place.
Okay, when are we thinking this is happening? Because he already is gonna.
Whoa, OG, hold up now. Omaha, can you help me out? But did he just say, anytime, any place, anywhere, for the World Heavyweight Championship?
Oh, really? Now Paul's afraid of Jey.
Rollins. Well, Omaha, it's on tonight. 4 letters, 1 word.
Paul's eyes are like bulging. He's acting like if Jey got so crazy. Like the one that should have been scared was Jey when Paul Heyman was crashing out right before his eyes. Like Paul Heyman's acting like Jey got all crazy. He did not get crazy. He was just hyped.
He manipulated Jey Uso to put his title on the line.
Oh man, that's so funny. What a start to Monday Night Raw, by the way. I feel like that was a pretty good start, primarily because I really enjoyed Paul Heyman kind of losing his mind. And I feel like, you know, when you're like editing a picture and you turn that saturation like all the way up, that was literally what it felt like, what we were seeing with Paul Heyman. I felt like someone was turning his saturation levels sky high.
Is presented by
all right, let me catch up with what everybody is saying here. By the way, please do not spam the chat. If you are spamming the chat, consider this your first warning. I try not to remove anybody because I don't want to do that, but yeah, just no spamming the chat. All right. In the meantime, let's see what we got here. We got
JD McDonagh.
let me see where I left off. We got David Primero in the building who says, do you think Jey will be champion until Crown Jewel? Will it be John Cena versus Jey, or will it be Cena versus Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins? What do you think? Okay. Do you think Jey will be champion until Crown Jewel? Crown Jewel's in October.
Balor of the Judgment Day against the War Raiders.
Ooh, I don't know, dude. I think it might be that. No, I don't think he'll be champion until Crown Jewel. I'm feeling like that's too many months, and like the fact that they're already having Seth Rollins coming after him, like they could do this one, you know, finish where like Logan Paul gets involved or something crazy happens. But like if Seth Rollins gets another go at Jey Uso, I can't imagine him like losing twice to him, or who knows, maybe even they pull the trigger with Braun Breaker. I don't know that Jey Uso is going to hold the title all the way till October. I do hope he holds it for a while though, because like we took this long. Okay, Brother Jet was listening to this song, and this definitely applies. Do you guys remember this song? Crap. Okay. Oh. Shit, I lost it. I'm gonna take. Okay. Hold on. It took a while to get me in, and I'm gonna take my time. Dun, 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 dun. Let me blow your mind. All right, okay, let me blow your mind. That's the song I was thinking about, all right? It took Jey Uso a while to get him in. Now he's gonna take his time, all right? That's what I was trying to get at here. So anyways, that's why I feel like Jey should at least hold the belt for just a little bit. Yeah, shout out to Gwen Stefani and Eve Blow Your Mind. I was just listening to that the other day on the radio on my Spotify playlist. We got Ryan Soley here who says, oh wow, Grande Americana won the speed title on Cinco de Mayo. What? Yes, tonight along the Gulf of Mexico tonight, Denise. Did he really win the speed title? No way. No way. Hold on. I just saw.
Penta.
I don't know. I don't keep up with Speed, so I honestly like don't even know what's happening with Speed or anything. There's no way that they had him win on Cinco de Mayo. What is happening? Yeah, I don't see it. Send me the link. Send me the link in case. Thank you, Brian. We got Matt Toy here who says, new job today, but had to join for Raw. Love everything you've been working on, Denise. You and your hair look great. You don't need that Dyson curler. Dude, I know. That's why I've been curling my hair more, because I wanted the Dyson curler. And I told myself, like, okay, if you use your actual curler right now and you still feel like you need the Dyson curler, then great, go get your Dyson curler. But now that I've been using my curler a little bit more, and my curler was like $50, not $600, I think I'm good with what I have right now. I almost made an impromptu kind of a purchase that was not smart, and I almost did, and thankfully I backed out. Matt, also congratulations on the new job today. That's very cool. I hope you had a good first day, and I hope you have a good time at your job, man. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Raw Watch Along. We got David Primero here who says Braun told Heyman to join him in the tanning salon. I think he did, yo. I really think he did, because like, how did Paul Heyman? Do you guys remember what Paul Heyman looked like when he was like really boosting up Solo Sikoa and the new bloodline? I don't have the picture anymore. I was actually looking for it, but I don't have it anymore. I had it saved here for whatever reason, unless I still have it. Let me double check. So I had the picture. I don't have it anymore of Paul Heyman when he was like, when his face was literally red. Like, I mean, not red, I'm sorry. Like super, super white, like pale, pale, pale. And I even put his comparison, the picture of Paul Heyman when he was super stressed out and super pale. I made that comparison to Justin Timberlake's mugshot, and we had that meme on here for a while. But remember how white he looked then and how pale? And now he looks like Braun Breaker's, like he could be Braun Breaker's dad now. That's what he looks like in terms of the tanness. All right, David, thank you so much. And dude, Mike Parker collects. What the heck? Oh my God. Mike Parker, thank you for this generous freaking super chat, dude. He says, want to give Denise a shout out for knowing how to conduct oneself as a creator. I'm sure there are times things are not ideal behind the scenes, but it never affects the content. Appreciates her following. There's a reason she leads this space. Mike, thank you so much, man. Yes, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot that, maybe someday I'll do a video on or something. I don't know, but there's definitely a lot that goes on. But, I think staying positive is the best way to go, and, making sure that all things just get done. I think that's my priority, is really moving the channel forward. So, Mike, thank you so much, man. This was just too nice. Just too nice, Mike. I hope you have a really good week, by the way. Thank you so much, Mike. Oh, wait, what happened to the audio?
More than anything, I love to say,
wait,
I told
the audio's back.
So if you will indulge me,
Always.
I told you so.
He did tell me so. Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Do you understand everything?
Oh my gosh, they really are the same color right now, Braun and Paul.
Think of this. Bestow a little wisdom upon you. Roman Reigns prepared for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins pinned the biggest star in the entire industry, Roman Reigns, in the main event of WrestleMania. CM Punk prepared with unbridled passion for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins not only beat Roman Reigns and CM Punk and Roman Reigns lost to Seth Rollins in the main event of WrestleMania. Jey Uso is a great champion. We can't take that away from Jey Uso. He tapped out Gunther.
It's Gunther, Paul. Gunther. Gotta put the oomph in there.
Easy day in the park. But Jey Uso is not focused on Seth Rollins. Jey Uso is distracted by Logan Paul.
Guy, I have a funny tweet, but I don't know if I should post it.
For Seth Rollins. But Seth Rollins All he's focused on is Jey Uso because there's nobody left. There's nobody left. Seth Rollins is a sniper, and he has Jey Uso in his sights. And tonight, Braun Breaker, we get handed the keys to the kingdom when the referee hands the World Heavyweight Championship to Seth freaking
Okay, I don't know if this is funny. I want to tweet on Breaker and Paul Heyman have
this match has been made official for tonight.
You guys know those like cute mommy and me outfits where like the mom and the little kids are dressed together, like they're dressed the same, with daddy and me pants. All right, should I post or not post?
Seth freaking Rollins, it happens.
Let's see. I'm using everybody here as a focus group right now. If it's funny, I'll post. If it's not funny, okay. Spence says post. Okay. Eric posts. 8 of us to get post. Okay, do it. Thank you. All right, everyone says it's funny. Okay.
JD McDonagh of the Judgment Day, Finn Balor, and Carlito. JD McDonagh.
All right, it's posted. I was just hoping everyone actually got it. Daddy and me tans. I can't. I seriously can't.
Because they're certainly going to get involved.
All right. Penta and JD McDonagh. I believe. Oh wait, yeah. This is JD McDonagh's first singles match, I believe, since he came back, right? Yeah, because he was in the tag team match last week, and I think that's been it. So I think this one,
they're calling him the Iron Lung.
I think this one will, is the first one.
To be in a professional wrestling match.
Oh, thank you, Jay. He reminds me, yes.
Absolutely unheard of.
Infamous Raider Loco says, don't ask me. I always say F it in post. I don't, Infamous Raider Loco. I have a new rule. If I ever want to tweet something that, like, let's say it's like a joke or something, and you feel like it's a little risky, always double check with a friend.
Yeah, but we haven't
always double check with a friend because you just want to make sure that you don't post something that's like, you know, a little too risky. If it's risky, it's got to be in good taste. So always double check with a friend.
That's what's been so impressive about Penta. He can do all the electrifying stuff, but he can also get down in a fist fight if you need him to. JD McDonagh's the same way.
Oh, and Penta with a chop to McDonagh in the corner.
Yo, Penta's going after the
Penta methodically
leg of JD McDonagh.
Yeah, unorthodox, scintillating offensive style for Penta. But JD McDonagh went for a chop of his own, and Penta makes him pay. Welts beginning to build on the chest of McDonagh.
Penta. Someone said on Twitter that Penta's dance was cunty.
Pentalating, you mean?
And now every time I see Penta do his little thing, I always think back to that tweet of someone saying that this was cunty. It's a compliment, by the way, for those of you who don't know. It's a compliment. Amongst like, I don't even know amongst what, but it's actually a compliment.
I believe former will be a world champion sooner rather than later here in WWE as JD McDonagh catches him with an elbow.
JD's been a tag team champion, obviously in singles matches. We're not really sure what he's going to be here at the WWE.
All right. In the meantime, we got Ryan Sully here who says, I just tagged you on X. Ha ha ha. Cheers, Denise. All right. Let me go see that post that you tagged me in because oh my God, he really did become speed champion on.
Just growing on the chest of JD McDonagh.
Look at this.
Yeah, every time I hear one and see one, it obviously
he
makes
really
me think about
is.
What's happening Saturday, but nonetheless.
El Grande Americano became the speed champion on Cinco de Mayo.
Later on tonight.
Wow.
Blocked by
wow.
Penta.
What a rib.
Penta
what a rib.
To the side of the head of McDonagh.
Thank you, Ryan. Stuart Bridgman. Oh my
Penta
God.
warning Finn Balor to stay out of my way.
Judgment Day
so
always
what is the lore about one DD
McDonagh dropping
Stuart,
on the
you did not have to. Thank you so freaking much.
Distraction. Look at this impact.
So back in, wait, we're in a commercial break now. Back in 2017, I was a ring announcer for a company called RAW Lucha. Some of you guys may have heard of it. It was supposed to be like the cool new like lucha promotion. And dude, they had all of the top luchadors, like all of them. They had Rey Mysterio, they had Rush, they had so many others. Like I can't even begin to explain to you how stacked this roster was. And they ran a couple of shows in Texas, and I forgot where else. Texas and Tennessee. Yeah. And so I was the ring announcer for that. And it was kind of crazy because it was the first time I had ever ring announced. I had no experience ring announcing whatsoever. But I auditioned for the job at Santino's Bros, and I was so nervous because I walked in and there was a room of like 8 men, literally. And I won't even tell you everyone who was in there, but there was a lot of people that you guys know that were in that room. And I walked in and they were like, okay, like audition. And I'm like, okay. So I went in and I did my audition, and you know, I was asked questions and things, and you know, I did I spoke in English, I spoke in Spanish, you name it.
Gotta get some wins though.
And I got a call later on letting me know that I had gotten the job, and so I ended up doing a couple of shows with them. But unfortunately, like a lot of wrestling promotions, they just don't last. And this one just didn't last, and so I ended up just like running out most of my contract. I didn't ever like really do anything because there was nothing to do because there was no shows. And but yeah, there was a couple of shows that we ran that were really cool. The first show that we did was in the Asylum in Nashville, and that day it happened to be they sold like 1,000 tickets, right? It was completely full in there, and that was my first show that I ever ring announced, and I was in gorilla position, and I thought I was gonna die. I was wanting to like throw up because I was so freaking nervous. I was regretting all my life's decisions at that moment. We're back in, by the way, in Raw in 40 seconds. It was so scary. It was so scary. I'd never been in a ring before. I'd never ring announced before. I'd never been in front of 1,000 people before. I wanted to throw up. Like, I cannot tell you how nervous I was. But the second I went out there, all of the nerves went away, and I just did my job, and I had a great time. And I think it ended up being like Rey Mysterio's birthday that day, if I recall. So then everybody came out to the ring, and all the fans and everyone, including me, got to sing Rey Mysterio happy birthday. And it was really, really cool. So that is the lore of Didi. And that was the name they had given me because I didn't go by Denise Salcedo. They had to give me a name change, and my name change was Didi. So yeah, that's the lore. Thank you, Stuart Bridgman, for asking.
The bad apple from Judgment Day.
All right, we're back on Raw.
And JD McDonagh has taken advantage. Oh, slide through.
And Penta makes McDonagh pay.
Oh, we've seen this before.
Oh, JD better get out of there. Oh, that's what I was afraid of.
Face to the face.
Total facial from Penta.
Ah, that sounds so wrong. A total facial from Penta. What are you doing? Pause. What are you doing?
This is incredible.
Yeah, during the break, JD McDonagh
and like
hits
no one said anything. Michael Cole just did not acknowledge it.
Penta was able to regain a little bit of steam, and then boom, 2 feet to the face. And Omaha's alive because Penta has JD McDonagh in his sights.
I don't even know if Pat realized what he said.
Momentarily, but Penta beginning to build momentum. Big chop again by Penta that opened. Hand to the chest.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge from Penta.
JD telegraphed that, and he paid for it.
Big punt from Penta.
And now Penta, sling blade. Cover by Penta. Hooks the leg now on McDonagh, who's able to kick out at 2. Another near fall for Penta.
Penta taking control of JD right here in front of Judgment Day. Jeez.
And McDonagh's chest has been taking a beating tonight. There's that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Knee right to the spine. Cover on McDonagh, and another near fall for Penta.
That easily could have been it. I think we all would understand if JD McDonagh wasn't able to kick out. somehow this fight continues, and now Penta's thinking, let's destroy this McDonagh man.
And Balor up on the apron, causing the distraction once again. Carlito getting involved, grabbing the back of the mask of Penta, who makes Carlito pay. And McDonagh sent to the floor. Penta climbing up top.
All right, let's see what we get here.
And
Nice,
Penta with
just
a
took them
cross
both
body.
out.
Penta giving Omaha what they want.
Infamous DJ one says, oh wow, I didn't realize Backlash was this weekend. You know, you're the second person who has told me that. Somebody else messaged me and was like, Denise, I just realized something. And I'm like, oh, what? They were like, Backlash is this weekend. And I'm like, oh, shit. I knew that, but I didn't realize you didn't know that.
We're going to have the numbers of right here.
So, yeah, there's a couple of people that don't even realize Backlash is happening May 10th.
The entire team.
Because it's been like WrestleMania just happened. So it does feel like we just got a PLE so fast. But this is a busy month, though. We got Backlash. We got, Finn and Carlito are being kicked out. We got Backlash. We got Saturday night's main event. We also got AEW Double or Nothing and NXT Battleground. So there's at least 4 shows happening this month, like during the weekend.
Now it's 1-on-1.
WWE and
Penta goes
AEW.
up top. Now wait a minute. Who the Chad Gable? Gable, who is going after Penta. Remember, they had a confrontation last week. And Penta now takes out Gable.
No, that was
Maybe
cool.
Gable should have come
I like
out
how
here
you just took
as
out
Johnny
Chad.
Americano. We might have had more success.
I don't know what you're referring to. They are not the same people.
Oh!
Whiplash.
No, do not have JD McDonagh defeat
now
Penta because I
with
will
Penta in
riot.
trouble, gonna head up
I'm
to
going
the
to
top
turn into
rope.
Paul Heyman, I swear.
Moonsault
Okay,
going
good.
home.
I was about to say, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way.
Destroyer.
All right, finish him up.
Cover.
Sorry, JD, you're gone.
Penta wins.
Thank you for coming. We'll see you next time, bro. You out. All right, Penta gets the win. Let me catch up here. We got Bob Ross Jr. who says Seth versus Jey smells like a DQ finish, but so does Roxy versus EO. So IDK, if I like that. I prefer the DQ finish, like if we had to have one in the Seth Jey match versus a Roxanne EO match. Like, let's not do that for Roxanne and EO. We got Brandon Rosen. Thank you, Bob Ross. We got Brandon Rosen who says, I'm glad you didn't end up called DD Sparky Plug. Shout out to your worst wrestling names video.
Monday Night Raw.
DD Sparky Plug would be god awful. I would die. I didn't like the name DD, by the way. When they named me that, I was like, ew, I hate it. But I had no choice.
Hey, I was actually
Okay, let's
talking to
see
Fist
if
at the
they,
match, and I was just telling him how last week I think I was very selfish. I was a bad mate trying to get a singles match. That's not the kind of guy I am. And I think maybe you should have the match tonight. I think that'd be
that's
great.
nice.
Great opportunity.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm down, dude. Let's go.
Pierce,
Let's go. Are you serious right now?
I'm a great tag team partner.
Are you?
Yes.
You're really a good
Yeah.
partner? Look, if that's what you guys want to do, is that what you want? Fine. Austin Theory. and
That's
Fisher, you have
interesting.
yourself a singles match. Happy?
Yes. Thank
Happy
you.
Monday.
What if
It's
Grayson
official.
Waller
It's
goes out
official,
there
dude.
and
This is
costs him
great.
the match? It's like, nah,
I'm
screw
excited,
you.
Who's it against?
Look, I think it's better as a surprise.
Oh,
Love
he's
it.
not
We
telling
get
him
the
who the
ring.
match is
All day.
against.
You've got this, lad.
Hey, what if it's like, what if, I don't want to get my hopes up. No, I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm assuming it has to be someone big. Who's big on the roster? Who's big and scary on the roster? Because I would really like it if it meant the return of Bronson Reed, but I don't know how much longer he has till he's out. Marshman96 says Gunther, and Gunther is pretty mad. People are saying Jeff Cobb. I would love it if it was Jeff Cobb. I don't know when he's supposed to come in, though. All right, let's see what Cross has to say.
The right or wrong decision there.
Thank you, Brandon.
We can't ignore that, Kathy. It sounds to me like we have some fellow bad guys in the audience here in Nebraska. And A-Town Down Under, very interesting. Well, you want to talk about Sami Zayn? Let's talk about Sami Zayn. No doubt about it, he's got a guilty conscience with his participation in the reign of terror from the OG bloodline, and he just wants to make the right decision. Ladies and gentlemen, do you feel that Sami Zayn made the right decision
turning down Seth Rollins last Monday night on Raw.
Yes, he did.
Mixed reactions, shades of gray. I like that. You know what? I can't judge. I'm no saint. As a matter of fact, some people have even referred to me as a killer.
Ooh.
But I'll say this.
Are we getting Killer Cross?
I'm nobody special. I'm just the devil you know versus the devils you don't.
I don't know how I knew that. How did I know that?
Kathy, what do you think? What would you do in this situation? Would you join Seth Rollins?
I mean, he didn't pose the question to me. But
Kathy.
Omaha with a lot to think about. So thank you so much.
I love how Kathy
Such a
found a really
cop-out,
nice
such a
professional way
cop-out.
to answer
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen, do you think Kathy would have joined Seth Rollins had he asked her?
Well, on that note, I think we should.
I
get
don't
back to
see
the action.
heel
Thank you so much.
Kathy. Kathy is not a heel. All right, let me catch up here. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Where am I at? We got Ryan Sully here who says, "Hey Denise, did you happen to hear Penta's new theme mix with guitarist Adam Jones from Tool? I kind of like it. It's fire." I did not actually. I did not even. I wasn't even aware of that. Thank you for letting me know, Ryan. I wish I would have been. I wish I would have seen like the video or something. McTaro here says, "What are you looking forward to Backlash?" The 4-way V for the United States Championship. That's the match that's the most intriguing to me as of right now. I'm trying to remember what else is even on that show besides Randy and John, and then Pat McAfee and Gunther. I'm actually kind of interested in that too because I think it'll be entertaining. And then Lyra and Becky, I think will be a really good women's wrestling match. I think they're going to be great. So yeah, actually, I would say I'm probably most looking forward to the 4-way though. Thank you, Mitaru. We got Sheldon Jackson who says, "Denise, you in Collision again on Thursday? Really? We confirmed you are the mid-AW Collision Kiss of Death watcher on Saturday, shaking my damn head." So I'm putting it to the test, Sheldon. I'm putting it to the test. If Collision is not good this Thursday, then I'm officially a curse, and I will not tune in anymore as a curse. But if it's good, then it was just a one-off. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was
retired UFC fighter.
I'm hoping that I'm not a curse to Collision. So I'm putting it to the test and seeing what happens.
Great to have you here, love.
We got McTaro here who says Killer Cross documentary question mark. I do not know. I do not know. Thank you, McTaro. All right, and all right. I think I'm all cut up here now. Yeah, Carlton. I felt bad too, also, because Kathy's good friends with Dakota, and I feel so bad that she doesn't. Oh, it's Sheamus!
Hey.
I just realized it. I was like, I was not like realizing that match was next until I saw it. I like Sheamus. Damn, we haven't seen Sheamus in a while.
Ireland, weighing in for 267 pounds. Sheamus!
Well, Pat Theory's expression told the whole story. He knows he was set up by his teammate and friend Waller, who wanted nothing to do with Sheamus when he found out that who the opponent was.
Big G says she's watching Collision on Thursday for science. Yes, for science, exactly.
Sheamus.
You think Theory's ever going to wake up and realize that
Sheldon
Waller did
says
this
that
for
he
himself and
released a
doesn't really
Mania
care about his
documentary on
buddies?
his YouTube channel. Oh, that's what McTaro was talking about. Okay, that makes sense now. I was not aware of that. Thank you, McTaro. Thank you, Sheldon. God, there's so much happening. I always think I'm up to date with everything, and then somehow I'm not. Master Blaster Rob says, "I was trying to remember the last time I even saw Sheamus. I feel like the last time we saw Sheamus, wasn't it when he defeated Gunn? And they were doing the whole
from Dublin, Ireland. He is beloved by the
I swear that's the last time I saw him. I do not recall anything else after that.
Valid Hall of Famer. He's done it all in his career. Four-time
Andy says Sheamus was at the Royal Rumble. I do not remember Sheamus in the Royal Rumble. Oh, yeah. Wasn't he staring like really hard at, was it Joe Hendry?
Done it all in this
I think he was, wasn't he?
That's the uber athletic Austin Theory, who you have some history with, and you know what he can do in the ring.
Absolutely. Austin Theory has been a rocket ship on the rise for seemingly some time.
Yes, Jay Grau.
We're all waiting for him
Joe
to
Hendry.
get to
See,
the
that
outer
part I do
stratosphere,
remember.
because that's what's possible with him.
That
Look at the
part
way
I
he's
do
built, you
remember,
listen to the
but
way he's
I didn't
talked.
really remember too much of Sheamus in the
Sheamus,
Rumble besides
again,
that.
always in tremendous shape.
Corey McCarthy says, in the middle of a workout and
Oh,
saying
there it
hello.
is, the
Hi,
Irish
Corey.
curse backbreaker to
Get
Theory.
that
Theory's
workout.
working the ring on the mic. His
He
commitment
needs
to
that
the
extra
business,
boost,
everything
extra
about him.
adrenaline. Sending it
Superstar.
over to you. Hopefully this gives you an additional
And
10 to
Sheamus, center of the
15
ring,
minute
perhaps gonna
workout.
look for the cloverleaf here.
Corey, thank you for the love,
Submission
man.
move.
Good start to a Monday.
Sheamus. Okay, here we go. Sheamus might get caught here by Austin Theory, who also has a lot of high ring IQ. What Sheamus has been able to do in WWE is nothing short of impressive, and a lot of it is just brawl, just beating people down.
Yeah, one of the most physical men in the history of WWE. With the exception of perhaps Gunther. And here we now into the cloverleaf is Theory.
And Louis A
Submission
reminds us
move.
of burger after burger
Center of the
after
ring. Waller
burger.
looks on, and Waller looks real concerned, and Theory makes it to the bottom rope. You look real
It
concerned,
doesn't
Mr.
seem like
Waller.
Grayson
Real
Waller
concerned.
really cares, to be
passing
honest,
Sheamus
about
off.
Theory in this matchup. He looks like he really just doesn't care.
I don't think he could be any less enthusiastic about helping his friend than he was there.
Wait a minute.
And Sheamus down top rope, and Theory taken out, and Sheamus is fired up.
I love how he found the other Ginger and he was like, we belong together. Shout out to the fellow Ginger as well. That's great. I love that. That
Hey,
was
we're
pretty
back.
funny.
Sheamus in control. You know what really stands
All right,
out
we're
is
on a
the
commercial
fact that
break,
that
but we're continuing
Grayson
the audio
Waller
here since I don't have
has shown
the
absolutely
ads.
no enthusiasm
so I can
for
continue
his
watching the
partner,
show.
Austin Theory in this match.
Hasn't helped him out at all. Hasn't given him a heads up when Sheamus is on the top rope.
Well, you haven't been. I mean, he basically threw Theory to the wolves. The man had no time
Moe
to
Beth
prepare
says Ginger
for this
stick
matchup
together.
against
They
Sheamus tonight. At
should.
least
They
Jey
really
Uso has 90
should.
minutes to get ready
October
for
Horse
Seth
says
Rollins.
Ginger
Austin
Power.
Theory
Someone
was ready
call
to
Ed
help
Sheeran.
Grayson
Someone
Waller tonight,
call
whatever his
Ed
match was.
Sheeran. Sharon,
Oh, my
come and join
goodness.
Sheamus.
Did you hear that thud? His Theory turns things around, and now Waller's
Tiger
all
Claw
happy
Game
out here
says
at
Ginger was
ringside.
always my favorite
Breaker to
Spice
the
Girl.
outside from Austin
Come
Theory.
over and high five
Oh,
your buddy
man.
now. Give him a high five.
Brandon Rosen says shout out to all us Gingers. Hell yeah, man. Get
Grayson
it.
Waller just called a member of the audience fat, I believe.
Theory now sends Sheamus into the ring. And Theory now
What's up, Charles? Thank you so much for tuning in. What's up to Jack Frost? Andy Nerschel says Ginger over Maria.
Cover.
What?
And Sheamus kicks out.
Sucho says Denise, if Collision fails you, maybe time to embrace TNA watch along.
You know, Sheamus is wildly tough. One of the toughest.
Look, I'm only doing Collision this one time on Thursday, okay? Because Thursday nights are me time. I don't like to work on Thursday nights. Only reason why I'm doing Collision on Thursday is for science. And secondly, because I'm going to miss a SmackDown watch along. On the 16th, I won't be here. So I'm kind of making it up with like this Collision stream. Because I like to hit a certain amount of streams per month. I usually do, like in January, I did 22 live streams. In February, I did 17 live streams. March, I did 21 live streams. In April, I did 23 live streams. So I always like to be in the 20s when it comes to how many live streams I do per month. So since I'm not doing a SmackDown live stream on the 16th, I figured, okay, well, I'll just work an extra day this week.
Into the turnbuckle. In theory, looking to put Sheamus away.
The power of Austin.
I want to take it this first tie and
Center of the
LMFAO.
ring.
Okay, Denise.
Down goes Sheamus.
Tyler Hunt
Cover
says
now.
hi.
Hooks both legs. Sheamus kicks it too.
Luis A says, I'm a ginger, never get a tan.
Austin
I just
Theory
burn, peel, and
almost had
freckle.
this win.
Oh, I'm
Here's
sorry,
Theory.
Luis.
What do you say to Waller at the end of this night?
I mean, I
Terrible.
guess there's a chance that Austin Theory is just happy for the opportunity.
Big G says,
Maybe
are we
just
going to do
keeps
a
it
quiz
moving.
for this month? Someone actually
Then there's
asked me
chance
about
he
doing a
says, "Hey, you
Backlash
set me up
quiz.
for failure here." I overcame.
If I do a Backlash quiz, it's going to be after Backlash, though. Because I've Backlash just came way too fast, guys. Like I wasn't ready for anything.
Tonight here in Omaha,
It was 1 second was WrestleMania,
11,558
catching up
on
with
hand.
work from
Sheamus
WrestleMania,
returns
and then
for
all
the
of a sudden
first time
Backlash
since
is
the
here.
Royal
So
Rumble. He takes
yeah,
on Austin
I have
Theory.
to kind
Remember,
of
Theory's
wait a
partner,
second.
Waller, was supposed to be in this matchup. Waller found out who his opponent was and said, "Hey, Theory, you want an opportunity?" Of course, Austin jumped at the chance.
I kind of passed the buck.
Julius, that's working an extra day this week.
It's
Sounds like a
Sheamus.
job for Blue Chew.
Power.
Pats. Promo code Denise.
And that's why Sheamus is so resilient, tough, and powerful. He'll beat you up from the beginning of the match to the end of the match.
In theory, I believe.
M. Durrett says, Waller looking ripped. Yeah, so does Austin Theory. I mean, they're both pretty fit dudes, so.
Oh, Theory, great
I mean, they've always
counter.
been like that.
By Theory, slingshot through the ropes. Oh, and into a knee.
Sheamus brilliantly using Austin Theory's momentum against him.
And forces Theory to kick out. Great move by Sheamus to wrap the arm and the leg as we take another look.
Clarice Johnson says, congratulations to Rihanna on baby number 3. I saw that. I saw the clip and I'm like, wait, she's pregnant? And I didn't know she was pregnant. And then I clicked on the comments and turns out nobody knew she was pregnant. So, so it seemed like today was the news reveal.
Look at Sheamus eyeballing Grayson Waller.
Still a man that size, it impresses me every time when he tries to go to the top rope and went for a battering ram and had to roll through. His Theory got out of harm's way. And now sends Sheamus shoulder first to the post. And Theory has an opportunity. A kick drops Sheamus to his knees. Theory rolling through.
Oh,
and a
nice.
blockbuster.
Roll through blockbuster.
Cover. Sheamus kicks out near fall.
Yeah, no way Sheamus is losing on his return.
Again, we want to remind everyone that the main event for tonight was made official for the first time in over 7 months. The Men's World Heavyweight Championship will be
David
on the line
Montalvo
on
said
Monday
this
Night
match
Raw.
could have been
Jey Uso
sent in an
defending
email.
against Seth Rollins here tonight. Doing a little
So
bit of
far, I've
research
liked
and
the
during break
blockbuster.
pack,
I did like
Jey
that.
Uso has never beaten Seth Rollins one-on-one in his career.
Jey Uso
Julius
had
says,
never
what if
beaten
Theory joins
Gunther
Paul
one-on-one
Heyman's faction?
before
Hmm.
WrestleMania.
And Sheamus back to his feet.
A
of
couple
shots
people
to the
had
gut.
thrown him out
Austin
as a
Theory.
Streets are
suggestion,
meant to be broken.
and I didn't hate it, honestly.
Every night can be something different. Sheamus has been doing this a long time.
But
Uh-oh.
he's
From the
definitely
second
got to
row,
not be
Theory up
presented
high.
like he has been the last, like, year.
Sheamus. Little bit of white
Oh, yeah,
noise.
he's done.
Wow.
Man, it's great to have Sheamus back.
Man, why is Sheamus taking
You know, they
so
were
long?
talking
I thought he was just going to pin
100,
him. I seriously
men
thought
versus
Sheamus
one
was just going to
gorilla.
go in for the pin, like, right after
100
that.
Sheamuses, I think we'd be A-okay.
But he's
And the Omaha
letting
fans
the
showing
moment
their
sink in.
appreciation to what the Celtic Warriors been doing for decades.
Austin Theory starting to question Grayson Waller. Why would you do this? Why would you put me through this?
Well, he might want to ask another question because he's about to get 10 beats to the Maverick.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he hadn't done this yet. Yay, give him some extra ones. Good. Got like 12,
14 of them
13 in
down.
there. Oh, you can
It's
tell
the-
Sheamus is very
Grayson
glad to be
Waller
back.
Couldn't bear to
He
watch.
is soaking
And
it
Sheamus
up.
says, I got my eyes on you, fella. Bro!
And he's done. Now he's done.
Grayson
Finish him
Waller.
off, bro.
This might have been the smartest thing he ever did.
And there it is. Okay, we're done.
Theory loses to Sheamus.
We're done. All right, let me catch up here on what everyone is saying.
Sheamus is back.
We got McTaro here who says, how
With
long
a hell of a
is these
win.
two idiots, Theory and Waller, still going to be
Over
hanging around each
Austin
other?
Theory.
One of them turn on one another. I was
Grayson
wondering
Waller
if it was
said,
going to happen today with
"No, thank
Grayson
you."
Waller
Whenever Adam
and
Pearce told him
Sheamus.
who
I
he
kind of got the
had
vibe
to
that it
wrestle
would
tonight.
happen
He
today.
said, I got the perfect
But
guy for you.
look at him. He's not even like
know,
making
Austin
eye
Theory into that
contact.
meeting.
Mr. Waller has some
I don't
explaining
know if
to
he's
do to Austin
if they're gonna
Theory.
do
You
that
know they're
now,
gonna be
but they
talking
got to
about
work
this
on that,
tomorrow
like
morning. Sam
stat.
Roberts,
I
Megan
have been
Moran.
so wrong
Dive
on
into
when I
everything
thought
Monday
this
Night
was
Raw
going
and
to end.
WWE
I mean,
on the Raw
I
recap.
seriously thought they were going to be
Brought to you by
done with
Fanatics. It's
after
available
that
every
match that
Tuesday
they had with the Oba
WWE
Femi on
and
NXT.
all
So,
audio
like,
platforms where you get your podcasts.
whew, my
Also,
read
gonna
on
be
this
talking about this
story has
breaking
been way
news.
off.
Wait a minute. Bit of an
Thank you,
argument going
Mictaru.
on over there between Theory and Waller.
Oh,
We missed that, but get back to that in a moment. Meanwhile, this is breaking news
Oh,
now, Pat.
Dominic
This is
and
going to take
Penta.
place Saturday at Backlash in St. Louis
for the
7 o'clock Eastern
Intercontinental
Start Time, 4 o'clock on the
Championship.
West Coast. Dominic Mysterio forced to defend the Intercontinental Championship one-on-one
I like it.
against Penta.
I like it. Even though we did see them wrestle, when was it, like a few weeks ago?
Boys, what was that?
But yeah, no, I'm cool with this.
Kicking you guys out. No, I have a question. What was Gable doing out there? Did you ask him to come out? Well, I tell you, him and Penta need to get it ASAP.
Don't worry, I'm gonna take care of Penta at Backlash, but I do miss my Juanita.
Me too.
You know, hey,
Prince, what's up, man? Hey, how'd you get in here? Oh, truth. You told me exactly where this place was. It wasn't even hard to find. You know, I didn't try to come in here and start a fight, cause any trouble. Just want to give you a friendly reward. I mean, I can't even think. It's a warning, and it is friendly. I don't care who wins at Backlash. I'm coming after that Intercontinental kill. Okay.
Whatever.
I'm so flustered right now. Hey, old man, you know what? It doesn't matter who wins at Backlash. I'm coming after that Intercontinental Championship.
No, he had to do it take 2. I'm dead.
This is crazy.
AJ
I knew being a
couldn't say
champion was gonna be hard, but I didn't think it was gonna be this hard. Like, I got
Do
Penta,
it take
AJ.
2.
My hands are full here, but
I'm dead. I
Don't you
love
have
when
an issue with
AJ
AJ? Why don't
does
you take
silly
care of him
things
for me?
like that. Because you know that wasn't intentional.
What's it? My job's to
That was
clean up your mess.
completely accidental.
I'm messing with you, kid. Of course I'll take care
That
of
was
everything.
funny.
I got you, mate.
Thanks.
No worries, dude. For the
knew it.
Judgment Day.
yeah, I always said you were the dad that stepped up.
That was my favorite part of Raw.
Freaking
That was my
luchadors.
favorite part of
Bloody
Raw
mind
right
on
there.
Now's not the time, Kof.
Whoa, hold on, Chad. Hear us out.
I love
saw what went down out
Xavier
there.
Woods'
You think
jacket.
it's awful.
It's a
You
cool
also think it's
jacket.
time that you and
Very
American League
cool.
got some respect around here, bro.
I know you've seen the War Raiders walking around here talking about wanting a shot at the tag team championships, but we beat the bejesus out of them at WrestleMania, so no. What we really think is that opportunities like that need to start coming back to American made.
I like what you're saying.
Yeah.
I like the way you sound. Picking up what I'm putting
Let me
down.
hear some more of that.
You
Hear some
can't
more.
have
Yeah,
all
what
those
other what
opportunities,
ideas
man.
you got?
Yeah,
That's
they need something, bro.
Oh, Becky.
It's messed up what Lyra did to you.
Pat, I think the man is on her way out here.
What's the crack? Becky Lynch is on the way.
All right. Cool. We're going to a commercial break. Let me just pause my recording 1 second. Alrighty. Intercontinental. I don't even know what he said, by the way, when AJ was trying to say Intercontinental.
Coming to your La Defense Arena in Paris, France.
That was my favorite part of Monday Night Raw.
September 1st. Combo tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster.
Oui.
Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. We got Marky Dark here who says Xavier's hair is looking good. I hope he keeps this look. Yeah, I like it too. It's very, very dramatic. By the way, we got a couple of super chats. This one's from Brandon Rosen who says, if it wasn't for us gingers, the entire sunblock industry would collapse as we know it.
Started a couple of weeks
How
ago. Remember
sad.
WrestleMania, Becky and Lyra
That's
won the tag team
amazing.
titles. Well,
I didn't
they
even
would lose them the
realize
next
like
night,
how
and Becky
important
Lynch would take out
sunscreen
all
was
of
for
her
gingers.
frustration on her
John
protege,
Taylor here says,
woman
hey,
who
look,
lived up to
but I
her
mean, to be
past,
fair,
Lyra
sunscreen
Valkyria.
is important for everybody and everybody should be wearing it. I don't want to send the wrong message out there. I am a strong supporter of sunscreen. We got John Taylor here who says, hey, look, it's TKO's two favorite colors, white and orange and one match. Well, sorry, I had to. Shout out to my friend Kate who is at Raw tonight. Incredible. John, thank you for the love.
But Lyra Valkyria made a very
all right, we got to get into that Becky Lyra stuff.
Come through the ramp, attack Lyra.
Please welcome the man, Becky Lynch.
We got Molly Bass here who says, hey, Denise, will you be at WrestleCon in New Jersey? I don't even know when that is. When is that? I have like legitimately no idea.
At me over the fact that social media
Not in the Visionary says that was the most random link up backstage. I miss Liv, by the way. Like seeing her not with Judgment Day is like I don't know. It's just weird not having her there.
To, you know, build the chip on the shoulder.
Moe B says it's during SummerSlam weekend. Oh, good to know. I didn't.
Stay motivated.
To be honest, I didn't even know. So until you told me right now, so I might consider that because I've never even been to WrestleCon. So I might definitely give it a chance. Thank you, Moe Best. I didn't even know, to be honest, that it was happening for SummerSlam. I'm gonna try to go to Fanatics Fest. That I am trying to go to, but I just need to I need to plan all of that. Hey, Mike, thank you so much for checking out the show with me and Robin. That was fun. I always like when Robin gets to fill in for Mark on Saturday, so that was cool. Let's see what else. I am going to be at Comic-Con Revolution on May 17th. I will be there on Saturday morning for a couple of hours, trying to get some content and whatnot. So I'll be there for that Comic-Con Revolution in Ontario.
And tonight,
I'm actually getting myself to drive to Ontario for once.
Is presented by
Molly Beth says he will be at Fanatics Fest. Hate that the WWE meet and greet sold out quick, though. They're done already? Yo, I didn't even know. Wow.
St. Louis.
Did not even know that all those meet and greets had been booked already. October Horse says, love the blind ranking vids. Denise, thank you so much, man. I'm always trying to come up with some new video ideas. I've got some like that I'm like working on, so still a lot more to come. You know, trying to think of daily video content. It's kind of crazy, but it is fun though. It's very fun. All right, let's see what Becky says.
I suck. I suck. Wait a second, because I am very confused about what is going on here. You guys are treating me like I'm the bad guy. I am the victim here. Okay, I took out Bailey. But when I walked down the ramp at WrestleMania, everybody lost their minds. A woman in the crowd started crying tears of joy. Nobody asked where Bailey was. Nobody cared. Of course they didn't. She's garbage.
Jeez.
Wow.
She's garbage. I took out the garbage.
Damn.
Everybody's like, oh, great. The garbage has been taken out. I say, hey, I took out the garbage. Everybody's like, I can't believe you took out the garbage. That's not what you say. When somebody takes out the garbage, you say, thank you for taking out the garbage. And what's more than that, I also took out the recycling. Because that's what Lyra is. She's less offensive than regular garbage, but she's still garbage. Jeez. And what is garbage about her is her attitude. She doesn't have a dream if it isn't for me. She doesn't have a title if it isn't for me. She doesn't make history if it isn't for me. She doesn't even have a frickin' fiance if it isn't for me.
What? Wait, what did I miss here?
And yet I get all of this disrespect.
What?
Okay.
Who's her fiance again?
What I'm talking about.
I don't remember who her fiance is. Lyra's. Does he know?
Yeah.
Did you actually just call me recycling?
Yes, I did.
You're the queen of recycling. You've been recycling the same moves, the same tired old act for years.
Oh, I think Lyra has.
That's fine,
Lyra
Becky.
Peacock?
You do you. I don't care. What I have a problem with is you
Or
acting
is that
like you
just
had
Monday Night Raw
anything to
lights?
do with
I think
my
that's just
success.
Monday Night Raw lights. The light was
For
like
one
going
thing,
right into her
I'm gonna
eyeball. I was
drive
like,
into
what?
Your skull more than my foot is the
It's
fact
fine.
that you didn't make me. Let me get you up to speed because you've been gone a while. You went on holidays and everyone got better.
Damn.
You went on holidays, and I made some history of my own.
Good for her, girl. Yes.
Oh, but you're what this championship needs, right? That's what you said. That's rich, considering I've defended it more days than you've shown up to work this year.
Ooh. That was a good one. That was a good one.
I see it now, Becky. I see it so clearly. You shattered glass ceilings for women, and for that I am forever grateful. But you left all the broken glass on the ground, and the rest of the locker room were just supposed to follow behind you because you never had any intention of taking anyone to the top with you.
Damn.
Oh.
She's calling her out.
Okay, no, you were right. You were right. When I was gone, everybody else had the best year of their career. But it's only because they didn't have me to compare themselves to. And no, I didn't help anybody. I don't like anybody. And it is not my job to help anybody. It is my job to beat everybody. And I am very, very freaking good at my job. In fact, I am the greatest to ever do it. And it's not just me saying I'm the greatest to ever do it. Sports Illustrated says I'm the greatest to ever do it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good you think you are, how good you will ever be. You will only ever be the moment after the moment.
Wow. Sports Illustrated said that? You know what? I'm actually wrong. I take it all back. Please continue listing your achievements. Let me help you. Don't leave anything out.
Sports Illustrated crotching
some
some
stray.
stray.
Champion on SmackDown. You were the first woman to main event WrestleMania.
Sports
and
Illustrated
you were the
catching
first
strays
women's
tonight, guys.
Intercontinental oh wait, that one was me.
I'm loving Lyra on the mic right now, guys. Loving her on the mic.
You hate it, don't you? You hate that this is my first ever. Well, get used to it, Becky. Because as long as I'm here, I hope you like second place.
Lyra's bringing it.
I like.
Oh, Becky went for a cheap shot, and Lyra made her pay. And now Lyra taking it to Becky Lynch.
That was clean.
Fool me once.
Perfect
Lyra said,
timing,
you might have
too.
taught me some things. And I've taken
That
that
was
and gotten
good.
so much better.
I am so happy for Lyra because
between these two women
this
who faced for the
feud is
Intercontinental
gonna be
title.
the thing that makes
Backlash
Lyra. Like,
Saturday.
look at her.
And Lyra
Look
now
at her.
taking the fight to Becky.
She's
And
like
Lyra
bringing
impressive
it.
as Becky thought she was going to retreat, but again the fight continues.
Lyra continuing to stay on Becky.
Lyra will not back down. And finally, officials out here to try to separate these two.
This is obviously clearly personal between the two of them.
You know, one thing, Pat, over the past couple of weeks with this situation with Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, in my opinion, is broken out of her shell, Pat.
Absolutely. She's become our...
You see this disrespect? You see this disrespect? I did nothing
And
wrong.
Lyra's not done yet. And Lyra now back into the ring, and the fight continues. Valkyria and Lynch.
They're throwing big-time rights in.
Went for the manhandle slam.
Instead,
Lyra looking for Nightwing. And if she hits that Saturday, Becky Lynch's chances at the title are over.
Wow. All right, guys.
I'm telling
Well,
you, and I'm going to say it again. Lyra Valkyria has broken out of her
been
shell
the
last
thing
couple of
that
weeks.
Lyra
This is a
needed.
different
I
Valkyria.
cannot
She's on a
stress
different
this
level,
enough.
a different
We got
plane,
Luis
finally
here who
pushed
says,
by
I'm
Becky.
loving
Yeah,
this
Lyra's
new fire
special.
from
Right
Lyra.
now, it feels like
Tanisha
she
Hicks
has
says
everything she
Lyra
needs to
is
go to the
killing
next
it.
level.
Race
When
Pierce
your
is like,
idol
Lyra
becomes
is like,
your
shut the
rival,
F
you
up.
find out who you
When
really
she
are.
nailed her
You
with
might
that
just be
kick,
the icon now,
perfect
Lyra.
timing, guys. it looked flashier, and it was just a really quick, like, you're not going to get me, I'm going to get you. She was like 5 steps ahead of Becky, and I feel like that was really freaking cool. Really freaking cool. We got Jay Mosco, though, who's predicting that Becky is winning. Well, mind you, Lyra has already defeated Becky, so will Becky be losing twice to Lyra Valkyria? That's a question to ask, you know? I don't know. So I guess we'll find out. Oh! Yes! All right, guys, it's time. Unfortunately, it's not the main event, but, well, that's because we also found out we're doing Jey and Seth, so that's the main event. But it is time for Roxanne and IYO, and this was the reason that I tuned in to Monday Night Raw today. I mean, aside from the fact that I have to work, but aside from that, this is what I tuned in for Raw today.
Tonight against the Women's World Champion.
Let me see. We got
her a future world title opportunity.
Let's see.
In a match presented by Total Wireless.
We got Rafael Garcia here who says that sometimes when I hear this is awesome chance, my lots are to yell. No, it's not in protest. Anyways, happy Cinco, everyone. Yeah, there are some times where people chant this is awesome, and I don't always think it's awesome, but it happens sometimes. But then there are times when something really is awesome, and you're like, yeah, I need to chant this is awesome. Uncle Donk here says it's refreshing to see legit female promos.
Roxanne
Love it.
Perez,
I love it.
massive
Anytime they can get in there and throw some
Absolutely.
shots at each other, it's
Roxanne
great.
Perez,
Thank you, Uncle
obviously,
Donk.
the
We got John
prodigy
Taylor here who
with the
says
tag.
Becky knows her trash.
That's because so
Seen
quickly
as Steph's
she has
outfits
taken this
generally
business and
involve
taken
picking out various
over.
trash bags from the grocery store.
Welcome
Also,
to
great promo
Raw
by
again.
Lyra.
I
Damn,
was-
John is firing
I was
today.
expecting a better reaction from you people, considering
Roxanne
that
promo.
in just
Okay.
a few weeks, I put the entire women's division of Monday Night Raw on notice.
She did so good in her match with Rhea.
Just ask your favorite, Rhea Ripley. Or why don't you ask your so-called champ, IYO Sky? Oh, you guys love them, don't you? Yeah, it's probably because they're mediocre, just like this boring city, and just like all of you people sitting in that crowd.
What's that all about?
But the prodigy, she's far from mediocre. You're looking at a former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion, a former 2-time NXT Women's Champion. In fact, I'm the most decorated champion to have ever walked out of NXT, man or woman. So, IYO Sky, you might think that just because you walked out of WrestleMania with your title, that means that you're the top star in this business. But your time at the top is going to be very, very short. All thanks to the prodigy, Roxanne Perez.
All right, I love that Roxanne had a.
Being said from
I love that Roxanne had
Roxanne to these people in
interview
Omaha.
here.
She has
I mean, sorry,
everything she needs
sorry
to
guys,
back
I'm
it
a
all
little
up, too.
distracted. I was trying to
That's why she
book
says
an
that.
interview for something, and I had just heard
Big
back from the
opportunity
rep
for
for
Roxanne.
it.
You know, if she
And
knocks out Io,
I
Pat,
always
you
like to
gotta
respond to people
admit
right
she
away because
deserves
my
the
fear
world
is
title
like people get caught up and then they don't respond.
beat
So
a champ.
I always
You deserve
email
to be in
them back
champ
right away
conversations.
because you never want to miss out on an interview opportunity.
only been in championship
And this is one that I had been
conversations
I've been chasing
entered
this
the business.
interview for oh my
Trained, of
god
course, by
forever at
Great
this
Booker
point,
T,
guys.
who you had some fun
And
with this
I
past
just
weekend.
can't seem to get
And
lucky
the
with
reality
it.
of
So
wrestling is he's an
I finally got in contact with
beast.
our rep, and I won't
Two-time
spoil
Hall of
anything
Famer.
because I don't know if it's gonna happen. But
Five-time.
I finally got in contact with this person's PR rep, which was just a mission to even get. And so yeah, now I'm like, you know, pitching myself and being like, hey, you know, I really want to talk to this
Absolute
person,
legend.
and this is why I want to talk to this person, and are they available for this? Are they available for that? Ooh, you know, the generic stuff that you have to do. So it distracted me a little bit, but I'm all good. I'm all good. Let's see. Big says it with John Taylor. Yes, John Taylor is a very difficult to get a hold of. All right, let's see what we got here. We got the Champ 39 who says, hey, Denise, I think WWE made a huge mistake by letting Cora Jade release because I thought Roxanne and Cora were going to get renewed their rivalry after Roxanne walked out at her at Stand and Deliver. Dude, I thought so too, man. I thought there was a lot cooking there for Cora Jade. I thought she was going to be an NXT Women's Champion soon. But I'm so curious as to like what really happened there with Cora. You know, I know she had so much time away, injuries and no injuries and things like that. There was all of these reports that came out for the NXT people and why they were released, and some of it was kind of like unfortunate because you never want to hear me say, the L word, which is lazy. That's what
I think Rhea Ripley asked for it, but she certainly should have been appreciative of it.
Some of the NXT people that were released were due that they were released because they thought they were lazy. And of course, we don't know. We weren't there, so we have no idea. And then I saw that obviously, Cora Jade and some of the other people, Gigi Dolan, were like, no, absolutely not. Like, we put all the work in that we possibly could. And so it's one of those things where you're like, okay, well, I don't know what to think, right? Like, you don't know what to think. But I think that, like I said, there's so many cool opportunities for people, and Cora Jade has such a strong fan base. And I think that if anything, she's probably just going to go out and prove people wrong. There's nothing better than proving people wrong and letting them know, like, hey, you should have invested in me, and this is why. And now, she has a chance to prove that. And on the bright side, there's other companies too now where Cora Jade could get a shot, and she can go out there and make a name for herself and prove them wrong, So, yeah, man, it's unfortunate to see her name there. Gigi's, Dakota's, Shotzi's, you name it, Jakara, and everybody else that was named there. I feel bad for all of them. I really, really do. Thank you so much to Champ39. We got John Taylor here who says, serious typing face Denise makes me feel like I'm in trouble.
ESPN.
I know, it's because I was thinking. I don't know why. Why do people look mad?
Absolute honor to be asked
when we're typing.
That show, obviously.
Like, I can't type with a smile. Like, I can't do that. I gotta be like,
asked to be a part of that.
Really serious. Get the eyebrows in.
I can't wait to watch it.
I'm going to have a beautiful eyebrow wrinkle from all the serious emails.
So cool.
Thank you, John. John Taylor says Denise's agent contacted me, declined.
Amen, brother.
And
thanks, John.
Roxanne Perez,
all right, here we go. This is the match I was waiting for. So
underway.
I'm about to lock in. No emails right now. Okay.
Io Sky and Jordan Grace knocked off Roxanne and Julia in a tag team matchup where Perez was pinned by the world champ Io Sky. Tomorrow night, NXT on the CW. Julia battles Jordan Grace to become the #1 contender to face Stephanie Vaquer for the NXT Women's title at Battleground. Oh, what a slap!
I'm already excited, guys. I'm already excited. All she did was a cartwheel and a slap, and I'm excited.
Abundance that I don't think we've seen before.
She's running away from her?
Every night it's somebody new.
Never mind.
And Roxanne.
Okay.
Raw has been nothing
She's
short
bringing out new tricks here, Roxanne.
And look at Io Sky now. Tremendous athlete. Great world champion.
Oh, shit.
Proud to be the world champion.
Feels like you think you can do a cartwheel. Look at me do my
her out of the ring.
Acrobatics better than you. That's what I felt Io was
able
trying
to do
right
things
now.
nobody else on earth is, which is why she's our champion.
Roxanne had her number.
Who was really
she knew she was going for that dive
over the past year.
Not on Roxanne's watch.
Women's world champion. This is great.
Oh, she's targeting the leg just like she did for Roxanne Rhea last week.
She doesn't have a platform to jump from. She can't jump. That's brilliant stuff here by Roxanne Perez.
Io out to the apron now. Roxanne blocked by Sky.
Roxanne Perez has been training for this business since she was 15.
And again,
Tiger Claw says, bless you. Guys, my allergies are awful.
Yeah, 10-hour Greyhound bus ride from
Dude,
Laredo
I have to
Houston
take a freaking pill every single day. It's so annoying.
And it's paid off as a 2-time NXT Women's Champion and 1-time NXT.
Oh, shit, dude. I love Io's dives because you always see her like land it perfectly.
Roxanne was giving herself a little.
I like when the dive lands like right smack in the center of the person's body.
Roxanne had to stay focused there. Io Sky flips it on its head quickly.
We're going to launch us on Roxanne Perez. You think the bad leg slowed her down a bit as she tried to get up there?
At least let her think about it. And here we go, attacking it once again.
Yeah, Perez, vicious attitude, focusing on the knee. IYO's in trouble.
Great strategy from the Prodigy here.
Oh, they're going to commercial. All right, they're going to commercial, but we'll keep the audio going because I don't get ads, so we'll be able to keep watching the match in between. We got Steven Marchuli who says, I'm still surprised about Cora. I am too, man. I was genuinely surprised when I saw her name. When I saw her name on that release list, I read that thing like 3 times. Like 3 times because I just could not believe it. We got John Taylor here who says, it's like when people are smiling, doing normal things in commercials, and I'm like, who smiles while taking their Zyrtex? Denise sure doesn't. I sure as hell don't smile taking my Zyrtex. Every time I take it, I'm just like, this is BS. I can't even breathe without a pill. It's embarrassing. Thank you, John.
Last week about the maturation of Roxanne Perez, and I asked him if he saw this coming.
Mike Centeni says, welcome to life. Infamous Raider Loco says, I take an allergy pill a day to be on top of it. It ain't pretty. Dude, it'd be ruining your day. Like, it's so embarrassing walking around with the sniffles. And really what makes me mad, too, is that, like, I will have allergies. And every time I have allergies, I have them all the time, right? And let's say I'm, like, in a Lyft ride or something. My driver will be hear me doing the sniffles thing, and he's like, 3 times this has happened to me. They ask me, oh, do you want me to turn off the AC? And I'm like, no, it's hot in here. Like, leave the AC on. The AC is not the reason that I have allergies, okay? I have allergies every day, every single day, all day. So it's not the AC, all right? But yeah, I hate it every time that they ask me if they want me to turn off the AC. And I'm like, yo, dude, I'd rather be sniffling back here than be sweating bullets, you know? Nothing's worse than having to be in the back seat of a hot car.
In action in our main event tonight, but his title's on the line. Jey Uso was manipulated by Paul Heyman. Seth Rollins gets an opportunity.
Sarah says, oh my God, yes, and the side effects being listed off. You're like, I'd rather have heartburn or whatever it is. Oh yeah, no, I'm risking it. I'm risking it.
And Roxanne just continues.
October Horse says allergies suck. Damn right, man.
That buys IYO some space.
All right, we're back from commercial break in 40 seconds. And so far, they've been keeping the action going. You haven't missed anything too crazy, though. I just keep it moving.
Now looking to wrap that leg around the ring post.
Oh, except now Roxanne's still going after the leg of IYO. She's smashing it on the ring post, just like she did. Just like she did Rhea last week.
It's just been a vicious assault by Perez. Great opportunity. This girl's going to be a massive star. There's absolutely no doubt about that.
She's taking to the sky.
IYO going to thwart her there.
All right, we're coming back from commercial break. 2 seconds.
High risk here on Monday Night Raw.
Hey, sick boy. Thank you so much for watching the video with Reg. Yes. Dr. Jane Merritt says her allergies are bad too. Glad for the Costco generic version of Zyrtex. I don't think I've ever tried that one. I only ever tried Claritin and Zyrtex. I haven't really tried anything else, to be honest.
The second rope here. Throw the Prodigy across the
I remember though, before I used to take like one allergy pill and it would work for like the whole week. Now I have to take one like a day or else I'm screwed.
Early on in her career was that killer instinct, that viciousness,
or like one tiny little dust bunny will undo all my progress.
And it's paid dividends as you're seeing tonight.
Andrew Penny Jones says Biggie just got engaged. I saw that on social media. Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, caught her.
Big uppercut from IYO.
And IYO planting face first. Perez and now IYO starting to build some momentum here. Sky with a kick. Never a night off for the women's world champ. Falls into the cover and Roxanne kicks it too.
That's how IYO Sky likes it. Doesn't mind having a match. Doesn't mind showcasing why she's champion.
One of the best in the world, no doubt. She's done it everywhere. Tremendous multi-time champion in Japan. Of course, we mentioned NXT. 2-time world champ at this level as IYO Sky heads up to the top rope, and the former Miss Money in the Bank is going to fly. Missile drop kick drops Perez.
With the kip up and the flip up.
IYO, she's so funny. I like how people are doing her thing now, though.
Just infectious.
Like people are doing it now.
Love Io
Oh no!
Gave out
She
on
was
her.
like getting
That's that
pumped,
strategy
and then
all
her
night from
leg
Roxanne
just kind of
paying
went
Well, I
out.
think she got a bit carried away, Pat. Roll up now by Perez. Io rolls through, stopped out of the
What if
midsection.
Roxanne won, guys? Like, what if?
Io into the cover now, looking to put Perez away, and a kick out.
I don't know what Io's going to be able to do with this knee if it keeps buckling the way it
This
is.
is non-title, right?
And both
If it's
women,
non-title, hey, it can
extremely
happen.
Physical match here tonight. And Io, German suplex. What a cover by Sky.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. She gonna looked like she was going to deliver another German, and Roxanne Perez turns it into a back suplex.
Angle slam there. Olympic slam.
And now ducking underneath the Sky. Io Sky now, hooking Perez. Oh, knee to the spine. Sky
Nice
says
blame for her
that's it.
moonsault.
You got Roxanne in
Damn.
position.
She just smacked
But
Roxanne's
will the
belly.
right leg hold up?
So
Is she
rude.
going to be able to go?
Move,
to that place
Roxanne,
in
move.
space that she's been looking to go? Is she going over the moon?
Oh, yeah,
Has to
Roxanne
roll
moves.
through,
Okay,
and she
okay,
hit
okay,
her leg
okay.
again. Perez with a golden opportunity here. Roxanne Perez. Face first
yeah,
goes
no, she got
Sky.
it.
Roxanne's in the driver's
see.
seat. Could be moments away for upsetting the world champion.
Oh,
Right to the back of the
come
neck.
on.
Jeez.
Cover now by Perez. On Sky. Shoulders down, and Sky kicks it 2.5.
It's like a
I want them to
guillotine
go
knee
like
there
10
by
more minutes,
Roxanne
honestly.
Perez.
I feel
Right down
like
across.
this has been a good match. Now they could take it to another
the
level
head and
if they
neck
like
of
keep
Io
going.
Sky.
Like, do not
And
end
then
this
the
match
Let's Go
right now,
Io
guys.
chant.
I can't explain it. Do not end it. Like,
Arena
let
here in
me keep
Omaha.
having more of it.
Perez up
Roxanne.
over the top, look for a sunset flip. Io able to.
Back handspring through.
Uh-oh, caught by Roxanne.
Oh, she took her
Dragon
down
screw right to the
again.
Bad leg.
I love how different their matches is with each other than with other people. Oh, oh,
Roxanne, nice cover.
Oh.
Io turns it around. Jackknife of her own.
oh my
Roxanne turns it.
God.
Perez with the shoulders down. Io Sky scoops her up, shoulders down yet again. Roxanne kicks out at 2. Another cover now on Sky. Referee Eddie Arango busy here. Kick out at 2
I
again.
love
near
this.
fall after near fall. Stacking up Io Sky. Rolls through now. Shoulders down. Io got her. Wow.
Oh, no.
Here is your winner.
Oh,
No women.
wasn't ready for this match to end yet.
Champion.
No. I was like, I still want 10 more minutes.
Io Sky with the win
I did
tonight
not
over Roxanne
want this
Perez.
It was like a 15-piece pinfall.
No.
A tremendous matchup. The missile drop kick by Io Sky.
I did
And
not want this match
Roxanne
to
Perez
end.
gave it everything she had. She shouldn't be ashamed of the
Did not
performance
want
she
it to
had
end.
tonight.
We got, let's see, we got Sick Boy here who says very nice rotation of moves. Eric Diaz says, wow, what a great match. Super Fro says, great match. Way to go, ladies. W. Miss WB Girl 2 says, I love this match. It was such a great match. Infamous Raider Loco says, best case scenario with no run-in. Tiger Claw says, whoa, I 100% expected a DQ finish. Oh, let's see what happens here. I think they're going to shake hands. Sportswomanship. Nice. Part of me kind of trusts Roxanne and kind of doesn't. Okay. Okay. I was wrong. Roxanne
Perez.
shook
What
her
was a hell
hand
of a one-on-one battle tonight.
and
You have to
walked
believe
away.
Io and Roxanne will
Respect.
meet down the road once again.
Respect.
No! Julia
Fully
from
trust
behind
her.
with a sneak attack.
Wait a minute.
Roxanne's laughing about it.
Roxanne's got a little
Obvious
twinkle of evil in her
here.
eye.
And
I
now the
completely
2-on-1
forgot about her
assault on Io
partnership with
Sky.
Julia, by the
NXT
way.
women
I should have
have
seen
been
it coming
beating
like
the hell
miles
out of
away.
people since they've got here.
Yeah, Rhea's in Australia.
I really
Io
should
Sky
have.
finds herself in a 2-on-1 assault here at the hands of Julia and Perez.
Where's Rhea? Rhea should have
I
her
thought
back.
Roxanne was showing respect. I thought the next
Io had her back
generation
last
was
time,
showing
so now Rhea should
appreciation
have
for
her
the
back.
generation before them. And instead, she was just setting her up. Just setting her up to get attacked.
And I don't believe they're done yet. Another statement made
Yikes. Oof.
By these NXT.
Where's Rhea? She's not coming out. Oh, that's right. She's in Australia. Never mind. She's doing that whole tour in Australia for media. Yeah, she's off. She's busy. She's got other responsibilities.
Coming up next, look at these
All right, let me start a new recording. 1 second.
A lot of fight, a lot of power.
I hope this match is good between Otis and Rusev, because Rusev needs a little bit more of an impactful performance here, because the debut just wasn't it. So I kind of hope that the match with him and Otis is just a tad bit better. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got Andy Inertial says, wow, no DQ. I'm amazed. Brandon Rosen says, great match. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, we got John Taylor here who says, premature emasculation. Blue Chew Code. What? Premature emasculation. I don't know how I feel about this. This feels too wild. This feels too wild, John.
Whoa.
Premature emasculation. I can't even say it. I sound like AJ trying to say Intercontinental.
Oh, great, but you got time to hand out title opportunities.
Maxwell says that was awesome. I could watch them all night.
Right? Except American Made.
We have beat the Creeds twice.
Of course I'm going to eat it. It's cut in half already.
Hey, hold on.
We got Rowdy the Cat here who says Roxanne will be the face of the division someday. Oh yeah, dang right.
Opportunities go to new.
Oh, so you are ducking us, huh? You are ducking us. No, look, we're looking out for the entire tag team division.
We got Uncle Dunk here who says it can be complete BS, but Cora might have had heat with the wrong person backstage. I don't know. I don't know, but you know how it is, guys. Stuff like that does happen, but hopefully that's not the case. Thank you, Uncle Dunk.
Run from us forever.
We know not what of you speak.
Oh, we would never.
We got Cyclops is better than Wolverine who says, hey, Denise, who's taller between EO, Roxy, and you?
War Raiders versus
I think it's Roxy, me, and then EO, if I would assume. That's just me assuming. I haven't been interviewed EO Sky, so I'm not fully too sure on that. Thank you, Cyclops is better than Wolverine.
Gracias.
All right, now I'm officially all caught up here. All right, cool. All caught up.
I knew it.
Pro Wrestling Order says, I love Julia and glad she's getting a push, but it's a little weird. They were like, hey, can you just play Cora Jade's character instead of her? I didn't even think about it that way, but like, yeah, I get what you mean by that, because Cora and Roxanne were, they were friends and then frenemies and then friends again. So, yeah, that could have easily been Cora Jade. John Taylor says, because the match ended earlier than we all wanted. Oh, I get it now. Pre-match, I can't even say it. John, thank you. Wanted 10 more minutes. You should have had that Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Promo code Denise, because we wanted 10 minutes for Roxy and EO. Oh my gosh. Otis, let's go. Let's get some meat.
Otis looks fired up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like watching this type of Otis. Focused, fired up, jacked, listening. Ready to do work.
All right, I'm tweeting. I was mad when Neil Sky versus Roxanne Perez ended because I'm greedy and wanted to see them keep wrestling.
We're thankful that this man, Coach Matt Rule, college football icon, Dylan Raiola, and Emmett Johnson of the Nebraska Cornhuskers
what's everyone saying here?
Are here tonight. The boys
yeah, Big Time Baxter says, Denise, if you had the pen, would you let Lash Legend as in singles in NXT or main roster? She had some moments on SmackDown where I thought she looked really good and she hung in there with the girls. So I'm not about rushing people, but I also think if she were to go up right now, I think she would hang. She would definitely hang. Thank you, Big Time Baxter. KH says your Smash, Marry, Kill video was so fun. Guys, I'm telling you, if you have not seen the Smash, Marry, Kill video with me and Reg, it is a must-watch video. It's probably our funniest video that we have ever done. So make sure you guys check it out. Thank you, KH. Carlton Lineback says match will probably be quick. Probably, but I do want to see this actually get a little something. King Michael Gang 123 says women's wrestling is on top, and Booker T's words, yeah. Thank you, King Michael Gang 123.
You know, Rusev.
Raphael Smith says that was a very funny video. Thank you for also watching it, Raphael. Let's see what else we got here. We got Devon Dead, who says he thinks
interesting take from this man.
From what I've
told us that
I feel like
he went into
her wrestle a little bit more. I think she needs to get more like opportunities to keep wrestling because that's the only way you get better. But she's got a really great look though, so I think just a little bit more wrestling, and she can definitely be that girl. Because I think the last match I saw Beef Ab was when she
so they can find
was it
themselves.
Charlotte?
Ending what they are now.
Was it the match they had with Charlotte? I think that might have been the last time I saw her wrestle.
Otis is one of those
so it's been a while. Like it's not too fresh in my mind.
Views himself as a vigilante of sorts. You don't have to get fired to find who you actually are.
As Rusev today, the issue with Otis, he said, listen, the man's powerful, he's big, he's bad, he could be a killer, yet he decides to dance around in the ring, rip his shirt off, and do that silly caterpillar thing.
Tracy says, I agree with your picks except for killing Jay White. How could you shaking my head? The turn of a century, Tracy. Turn of a century.
He's all the way in.
All right, let's see what meaty action we get here with Miro and Otis.
Yeah, and he's fully locked in on this. Fully focused on this.
330-pound Otis showing off his strength here against Rusev. First time in over 5 years.
Rusev Day.
Rusev has been in a match in WWE. Former 3-time United States champion. And now Rusev just beating Otis down in the corner. Very physical and vicious assault. Referee Jessica Carr going to have her hands full tonight.
It's great to see Rusev back in the shape that he's in. Delivering these big shots. Beating down Otis.
Devon Deadly says she low-key had 7 matches on SmackDown lately. I'm thinking she did like dark matches, I'm assuming.
She's got a lot in the tank no matter what.
Yeah, former Mr. Money in the Bank. Otis rolls through, great athlete as well. And Rusev stays on his feet.
We got the Champ 39 here who says, hey Denise, I don't understand why Roxanne is still at NXT. The creative team needs to create an ending for her to leave NXT so she can move on.
Otis showing off some quickness here.
That for a while now, so
the uber athlete
I do hope
with that
we
heel kick
get like
knocks
a
Otis
big
down.
closing finale, like end the chapter. But I have a
time
feeling that they're sort of just
from
utilizing
this
her right now on both shows. Is what it feels like. But yeah, I also kind of wanted her to, call it a day with NXT already. There were multiple times where we thought that it was the last time we were going to see Roxanne in NXT. And all the times that I thought it was going to be it, I was completely wrong. So right now she's kind of existing in both worlds, which in a way I don't hate because Roxanne is so good and I do like seeing her on both shows. But again, I think that until she like fully becomes a main roster talent, then she's going to feel... Because once you're like fully main roster, you just feel different to the fans, right? Like the fans look at you as a bigger star, not just an NXT person. Like even though I love NXT and enjoy watching NXT, people who are on the main roster, they just have that different aura. So, and the fans see them differently. So I feel like having Roxanne officially as a main roster superstar, that's just going to make her feel like a much bigger deal. Thank you, the Champ 39.
Break his jaw.
Stunned me.
And now Rusev whipped across the ring by Otis into the corner. Rusev just backs it up. And now Rusev's teeing off. Little payback there.
I believe there was a cash register. And that thing printed out a receipt. Rusev, Otis, fighting in Omaha.
All right, we're in a commercial break, by the way, and Miro is just nailing Otis with some elbows right now, and
really taken out of it now to the mat. Now
so he's kind of just on offense right now.
And look at Rusev just burying his chin in
I think this match needs to feel a little bit more explosive, more power moves, because that's what I want to see from these meaty guys.
Otis,
I want to see more power.
Trying to power up from the power from Omaha. Rusev doesn't understand the power Otis has.
Otis feeding up the WWE fans, looking to break this grip now by Rusev.
20 seconds and we're back.
Walking around. And also, one of the thickest heads, those headbutts.
Oh, and a standing drop kick drives Otis out of the ring.
All right, 2 seconds. And we're back.
Tozawa and Maxine checking out for Otis, and you.
Yeah, Rusev's got that look in his eyes. Everything Rusev's been doing to Otis here has been.
And now just
devastating.
Jay Grouse says, Denise, if you want a quick laugh, look at Hornswoggle's last two
Otis
tweets.
now.
What are they about?
Right
What are his last two tweets about?
I had no idea Otis still had that in him. I thought he did beat down
Denise,
too
are you
much.
excited for
He
Double
just
or Nothing?
tossed
Yeah,
Rusev over his head.
Yeah, but Rusev got right back to his feet. Otis on the attack.
And they do it every year, so I'm assuming they're gonna do it this year too. I enjoy Double or Nothing. It's one of my favorite shows of the year for AEW.
Otis with a,
I'll be here doing a watch along for that as well, so it'll be a good time.
Those bear-like blows by Otis.
Oh, Otis just like ended up punching through the post, and then same thing for Miro.
And a fist down. These men are throwing haymakers at each other.
Man, what a battle between these two brutes, Rusev and Otis.
Come on, let's get brutier. If that's even a word. John Rivera says, beast lapping.
Looking on as Otis is powering up.
Jay Grouse says, JBL hunting leprechauns. What?
Oh!
Melissa Cabello says, what does everyone think of Raw so far? 1 out of 10? I would say
Rusev.
a solid, nice 6.
Rusev says it's over. Otis put up a great
Feel
fight,
like
but I believe it's gonna be over.
we just need a
because
stronger
Rusev is
segment for
locking in
sure.
the accolade. The
So far, I would
accolade.
say the best stuff on the show has
Trying to
been
destroy
Roxanne
Otis'
and IYO, Lyra and Becky.
And he's got to
And
tap out.
and Otis
Otis
just
has
tapped.
to tap out.
Wow, it was just there. And then Paul Heyman kind of going apeshit on Jey Uso was fun. And then AJ Styles trying to say Intercontinental. That was really fun. Although that was not planned, but it was still enjoyable.
I respect it though, obviously.
Yeah, I respect it too, but Rusev is looking at Tozawa.
Oh my gosh, are they really gonna do Miro and Tozawa? That might actually be a funner match than what we just saw with him and Otis, to be honest. Because at least Akira Tozawa is pretty
Rusev
spunky.
got added up with Otis. And Rusev victorious in his return to WWE.
You got Master Blaster Rob who says a 6.
Battle
Andy says a 4. A 4 is really low. 4 is way too low. Oh, he's gonna kill Tozawa. No, he's gonna kill Tozawa. So someone's ringing my doorbell, but I'm pretty sure it's Amazon.
He decided to say, you did it too.
And I don't believe he's done with Otis yet. The big man driven shoulder first into the post. Rusev driving him back into the ring and again down to the post.
Damn,
the
oh
side,
shit.
and Otis collapses right here in
Otis just
front of
went
us.
boop.
And Rusev isn't done yet. Maxine better get the hell out of the way because Rusev,
he need to get the hell out of the way as well.
I think the post-match beatdown is better than what we actually saw with the matchup, to be honest.
oh, that kick may have broken Otis's jaw.
Leo Poroy says, I needed more meat. Come on, guys, give me protein. That's kind of how I felt, too.
And Otis is
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. The post-match attack is a little bit far more entertaining than the actual matchup.
The accolade by Rusev, making a point, sending a message to everybody in the locker room. There's our general manager, Pierce. Officials out here trying to separate Rusev from Otis.
Rusev won't release the hold.
Oh, you just know this is going to continue. They're going to keep this going.
Natalia out here to console her friend Maxine, who's
Oh, Natty's out there.
assault on her friend Otis.
And Tozawa.
Rusev said, Pat, I am free to crush people because I want to. And he did just
Adam
that
Pearce.
tonight. Vigilante justice by Rusev.
I'm trying to get invested in this, but I just don't really care. I really don't care about this story. This attack, it was all right. It was definitely better than the matchup, though,
Again,
but it was just like,
say
okay,
what you
cool,
want.
sure.
That man Rusev believes that he's doing the right thing.
Yeah. And that's a problem for everybody else. Because when you go to sleep with the thought that you're making the world a better place, you wake up motivated. And this, Rusev, this motivated, problem for everybody, like we're seeing with Otis and Tozawa here tonight.
Yeah, Rusev just...
It's crazy because Maxine looks
man,
just like
destroying this
Lana.
man.
Right now, when they panned the camera to Maxine, for a split second, I thought it was Lana, just because I'm so used to, like, Rusev and Lana. And so, for a split second,
Tozawa
it was Lana.
struggling to walk.
Like a very, very, very split
Maxine's
second.
heart is broken. Natalia's here to console. And the Alpha Academy got Rusev.
Yeah, but if you're in the locker room...
Wow. All right, let's see what we got here. Spike Hunter
You don't
says
wanna get
Rusev needs a
Rusev.
real
I
feud.
mean, Rusev has got a plan.
Yeah, this isn't the most
Focused
exciting start.
Well,
It's just not my thing right now. Thick Boy says just don't
careers,
vibe with the
change
Rusev
the
character.
trajectory. At
I
least
think it was the return
he
to the
explained it.
company
I'm not
just
sure if I
didn't.
quite see
There
it that
wasn't
way,
any
but
fireworks.
I'm not
That's
gonna
the
argue with that.
problem.
Otis has to take another
We got
knee.
Race Pierce that says I
His
think
back
Maxine
is
should
fine.
join Rusev. Just be Lana 2.0. Corey McCarthy
Rusev
says same here.
beat
Denise
him
not
down tonight.
invested. Juan Ortega
I
says
think
Denise
Rusev's
doesn't
gonna
care
be
for
doing
meat.
that a
Raw
lot.
turned her into a vegetarian.
Welcome back, I guess.
Salcedo.
Rusev to Raw.
Let's see what else we got here.
And
JB
Otis,
from Georgia says if you close your eyes,
proud of it.
Maxine just looks like Lana.
Doctors, the
Oh
medical
man.
office here in
Let's see.
Omaha just...
Cyclops is better than Wolverine says Denise suffering from blonde blindness. She can't tell them apart now.
Man, what a performance by Rusev in his return to WWE
Blonde
tonight.
blindness. I'll take it. Jason Smith says Rusev needs Denise yelling crush. Crash. Rusev crash. There's no way. All right. Let's see what we get next. What's up next?
Great night tonight.
Yeah, I think it's been like an okay night. I'm telling you, there was just a couple of segments I but I'm hoping that the ending with Seth and Jey and Braun and Paul and all these guys, I hope that should be like, I hope that's the thing that makes the show, you know?
We'll see how it goes down.
Hey,
Alrighty, well, in the meantime, let's see who else is in here, guys. Blow up the chat.
Thank you.
And then also, while you guys do that, I do want to let you all know that I am posting, well, technically Chris is posting all of my clips on Instagram. So if you guys don't know this, I am on Instagram. And this is my username @ Denise Salcedo. And you guys can go there. You guys can follow. I'm almost at 113,000. So I'm like 100 followers away from that. So if you guys want to go in there, click that follow.
Rusev said he's
I've
gonna
shared. Maybe
vigilante
share them.
around here.
It'd be really, really
Change
great.
people's
I'm
careers
trying to
by
grow
beating
my
some
Instagram
sensitive.
account a
He
lot
started
more too.
with the
So,
Alpha Academy.
yeah, head on over there at
beat down
_
Otis
Denise
bad.
Salcedo
During
on
his match, after his match, and he also beat up
and
Tozawa.
I've posted quite a bit
One-man wrecking
like the
crew.
last few days.
This
So
Rusev
get in there. There's so many posts, guys,
and
and a lot of these,
have
click
her
on
hands
them
full
because
as
Liv
Otis is
Morgan
helping
has
the
been
back.
leaving comments. And she shared one of them on her page too,
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
because
let's see if we
there's
can
some
get
really
this
good
show
stuff
back
in
on
there.
track.
So
Do
check
me a
those
favor
out. And then
help me
also,
welcome to the ring right now,
Pat McAfee.
Here we go.
what was the other thing? All right, I'll promote afterwards since Pat McAfee is coming on here. We got D. Martin 5th here who says Summer Rae was once Lana 2.0. I do remember Summer Rae. She could like a bunch of different stuff too.
and his opponent this Saturday at Backlash.
Oh shit, we're gonna get a face-to-face with Gunther and Pat. Okay.
And again, ladies and
All
gentlemen,
right,
it's
let's see
Saturday
what
in
Gunther
St. Louis.
says.
7 o'clock start on the East Coast, 4 o'clock out west. Gunther and Pat McAfee will go one-on-one. And this all started. Gunther took exception to some of the comments and opinions that I had toward this.
I like that Gunther's not like overly dressed up today.
After losing
He
everything
usually
at
dresses
WrestleMania
like
to Jey
very,
Uso,
very
Gunther would walk out at ringside and
fancy.
assault me.
This time
It was
he's
simple
just
assault.
kind of
That
like
was
he's
that
still
fight.
fancy, but not
Pat
as
McAfee
fancy.
came to my aid and last week made the challenge, and it was made official for a match.
Rip Pat
this coming
McAfee.
Saturday.
Gunther's gonna kill him.
Gentlemen, we have talked about this all day till we're all blue in the face. I will reiterate for the record, we will not have happen what happened 2 weeks ago. So say what you have to say to each other's face and get it all out tonight, because come Saturday at Backlash, the time for talk is done.
Okay, let's see what we get here. I'm
floor is
actually
yours.
excited.
Keep it professional.
I think we're way past professional. Pierce. He choked him out and turned him blue. Damn, look at Pat getting a little confidence there.
Well, first of all,
Damn, Gunther's getting them boos.
do not worry. I'm not going to do anything tonight. I'm not going to spoil that for myself. Because luckily for you, unlike you and your friend out there, I am professional.
Oh no, they're reminding him he tapped out to Jey at WrestleMania. There's nothing more insulting than being
You guys
chanted
shut
at,
up.
you tapped
I'll
out.
get back to that later.
Like,
Don't
that's
you
so
worry.
embarrassing for Gunther, especially because he has so much pride.
I heard you mention being a professional and my friend over there. My friend over there, that man over there, that is a walking, talking goat over there.
Michael Cole's like a damsel in distress, being defended here by Pat McAfee. His white and shining armor.
For 28 years, every single week of his life, except for 3 times, he has dedicated to
That is
traveling
true. That
the
was
world
wild.
for
When
this company.
Michael Cole only
28
missed
years
3
straight,
days.
52
Insane.
weeks a year.
That's really
for this
insane.
company. He has earned the right to have an opinion, and since his opinion pissed you off so much that you just flipped the switch and had to attack a 60-year-old man, allow me to give you my opinion of the Gunther I'm standing in front of right now.
I didn't realize he was 60.
Now, it's apropos that we're in beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. Because when I think of Nebraska, I think of the Cornhuskers. Hell yeah, Coach Rule. Absolute dog. Emmett, absolute beast. Can't wait to watch you boys in the fall rise to the top.
Damn, Pat McAfee's getting that love from Nebraska.
I think of their steaks. Nobody beats this town's meat. Okay, Gunther?
Hey, when the meat is good, the meat is good. Now I'm gonna have to go to Omaha just to get a steak.
And right across from this arena is a baseball field that has hosted the College Baseball World Series since 1950.
Damn, Pat's really winning over this crowd.
This city is a symbol of working hard and dreams coming true.
No, Gunther's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like,
and I think dreams
don't
is
care.
a good word, because I think you and I have a lot in common.
even though I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the United States of America, and you are from Vienna, Austria, both of us grew up with the same dream. Both of us grew up wanting to be in this business. Both of us grew up idolizing the superstars of yesterday. Both of us grew up spending hours and hours and hours in front of our television watching professional wrestling, thinking that's what we were put on this earth to do.
But Gunther actually did, though.
The problem with you and your dream is you've been at this for 20 years. You've been a champion here at WWE for 80% of the time that you've been here. You've gotten jaded. You've gotten to the point where this is no longer a dream. This is a job for you. For me, every time I walk into a WWE building, I get jacked up about life, baby.
Do not turn your back on Gunther.
I think about 12-year-old me, 11-year-old me. I think about the kids that are out there today that were just like me in the upper row, dreaming I could get my ass in this ring and let assholes like
Shout
you
out
know
to sitting in the
that
nosebleeds.
they don't like what you're about.
Shout out to sitting in the nosebleeds.
And what I think you're about at this stage, as opposed to the waltering around stage.
Waltering around? Damn, we gotta throw it back to Walter.
You don't want it anymore. You've gotten too damn comfortable. It happened with Sami Zayn. It happened with Jey Uso. And on Saturday, you're going to overlook me. You're going to underestimate me. And I'm going to prove to you and all these people that this version of Gunther is soft.
Oh, no, he did not call Gunther soft. That is so insulting. Oh, Pat, buddy, bro, amigo. You're cooked, man. That fucking chop ain't gonna be soft. No. He's done. He's cooked, guys. This is it. All right, Gunther, what do you got to say? What do you got to say to this man that just called you out here?
Did you enjoy your little daughter's birthday last week?
Bringing up his
2
daughter.
years, right? It's cute. I bet it was a very special day for you. Because for me, Saturday is a very special day, and you just got me into the right mood for it.
Yeah, he's gonna chop him.
It's my first match since WrestleMania, and I'm going to show up sharp. I'm going to show up prepared. I'm going to show up more focused than ever before. Don't you worry that I overlook you. Don't you worry that I underestimate you. I promise you my full and undivided attention.
Come on, Gunther.
Because on Saturday, that bell is going to ring, and I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to maul you. I'm going to grab you by the head and drive it into this mat. I'm going to choke you out until you drop like a wet towel. Tonight, by my grace, you are untouchable. But on Saturday, trust me when I say this, on Saturday, only the grace of God can lift my arms off your throat.
Ooh, dear Lord. I would be terrified if I was Pat.
Well, I think reality.
I can't believe
They
how
just said
excited I am for this matchup. All because I
Well,
want to
Pat
see
knows what
Gunther chop Pat
what he's doing come
McAfee.
Saturday
Like, that's
at
literally
Backlash
why
in
I'm so
St.
excited
Louis.
for this.
Also this coming Saturday at
Truly the
Backlash,
only reason
John
why.
Cena defending
All right, what did you guys
WWE
think about
Championship
this
against
promo
Randy
here with
Orton at the night before
Gunther
Backlash.
and Pat McAfee? I thought Pat McAfee killed it again with this promo. Pat's just very gifted on the mic, so it comes very, very easily to him. Like, it's just natural, you know,
Nonetheless, before we get to Saturday,
to go out there and cut these promos.
Final visit to
All right, let's see what everyone's saying. Sven Vic says, meh. Marshman 96 says, at least we don't have to have Pat on the announce team Sunday.
Last one-on-one match.
Let's see
February of 2000.
what everyone else is saying.
Cena. Or
Royce Pierce says, looks like Gunther finally learned not to underestimate his opponent. Infamous DJ1 says, Pat's gonna die. Let's see. Quanter Ticket says, I can't wait until the ring general puts him on commission. AB Johnson says, I hear ya. He'll be fine. Just give it a few months. Gunther's only going to be a bigger star after this.
One of these superstars is going to leave here tonight, the WWE champion.
Oh, thank you so much, Carla, for the nice comment.
After uttering the 2 words,
let's see.
I quit.
Oh no, Uncle Don says maybe the IWC is onto something. Goldberg will step in somehow. Yo! I can see that happening. I can totally see that happening because Goldberg, former football guy, and Pat McAfee, like with all of the stuff, like his show, Pat McAfee show, and sports and all of that tied in together. He's being like, oh, you're not going to do this with Pat McAfee? I don't know. Oh my God, that could be a thing. I could see that happening. All right, let's see what else we got here. Bryn Hawkins says Pat is a dead man walking. Stuart Bridgman says Pat is too stoned to be scared. Oh man. Tiger Claw Gaming says you've done it now. You've gone and made a big mistake. Melissa Cabello says Pat is going to be on Raw until college football season begins. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of his thing where he kind of bounces at that point. Tracy says, I think tonight has been 80% of the show has been really good.
I cannot wait.
I was locked in on that Pat McAfee Gunther stuff, so they had me locked in on that.
2-hour event starting at 5 Eastern.
Let's see. BG Time says, I think Pat can work. We'll never forget that War Games match. Yeah, I've never hated a Pat McAfee match. That's why I was not like against him having this match with Gunther.
What's going to happen in
let's see what else we got here. Clarice Johnson says Gunther is going to destroy Pat McAfee.
Hell yeah, preparation has already begun,
Jordan
and I'll
Taylor
tell
says,
you
do you
what.
prefer baby faces or heels? Just curious. To me, it depends. It depends because some baby faces aren't good and some heels aren't good. To me, it matters if you're good as a baby face or good as a heel.
Well, there's main event Jey Uso. Tonight is his first title defense since he won the world
I tend
title
to cheer for people that are just good characters and good wrestlers. That's what, it's not for me about whether or not they're a heel or a baby face. It's more about like, are they entertaining, you know? That's really what I think about. Blue Chew here says Pat done goofed and consequences will never be the same. Miss WB Girl 2 says John Cena and Randy Orton have been feuding since I have been watching wrestling. That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's see. We got Seth out here. They're going to do Seth and Jay. We got the dead man of RWT, Paul Morales, in the building. He says, hey, Denise, tomorrow is our beautiful daughter, Allie's 30th birthday. We love and miss you, baby. And Denise, thank you so much for always being a real one. Sending love to you always, Paul. And I hope that tomorrow is as easy as a day as it can possibly be for you guys. Honestly. Sending you and your wife some love, Paul.
Jey Uso into taking this match tonight. And it's going to happen.
We got Corey MacArthur who says Raw's better than SmackDown from last Friday. Dude, we could have been out here watching paint dry and it would have been better. The bar was not set that high. I think I was close. I was going to retire after last Friday's SmackDown. I was so ready to retire, call it a day, and move on with my life.
Again,
oh,
Seth
man, I
Rollins,
can't believe it.
World champion a couple of
let's
years ago.
see.
Won a tournament. Held the championship proudly until losing the title at WrestleMania.
I agree with Devon Dudley. Devon Deadly, too, here says Roxanne is a future star. That's a fact.
Night that Damian Priest
let's see.
cash in money in the bank.
Mark Dark also says the same
What
thing.
a
Raw is better than last
performance
week's
by
SmackDown for
Paul
sure.
Heyman tonight.
And Moe Best predicts that Logan Paul will show up at the end of this
Uso in,
match.
putting his title on the line with absolutely no preparation
Alrighty.
for Rollins.
We're 2 minutes away from the show returning. Seth Rollins is doing his entrance.
Has done his entire career.
I just realized this is happening during the commercials. The Seth Rollins entrance.
And now Seth
during
Rollins
commercial.
together
What?
With Braun Breaker.
I love Steph's blue tights today, by the way.
Only 2 weeks into this.
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible coalition that's been formed between the architect, of course, the heater there, Braun Breaker, the powerhouse of the team, and the wise man, Paul Heyman, who laid out all the reasons that he joined with Seth Rollins earlier tonight, basically said that Punk betrayed him, putting him in an impossible position with his tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Said Roman Reigns betrayed him when, after losing to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40, went on hiatus and left Paul Heyman to Solo Sikoa and company, in which he was destroyed. Heyman believes this time he is in the right. I'll tell you one thing right now. If Rollins wins the world title tonight, Paul Heyman's in for a big fat raise.
We got Stuart Bridgman here. Says Seth should win or the faction is pointless. I think he'll win at some point, but not tonight, though. Can't be tonight, guys. He can't do that to Jay. Ain't no way. Infamous Raider Loco here says Finn talking backstage with Roxy while Jay walking. I didn't see that. I did not see that.
You know, Pat, I had a great relationship with Seth for
I
many
did
years.
not
Sit out
see
here and
that.
talk to him during the day about
I missed it.
where he saw his career headed.
That's
so on and so
interesting. Yeah, I
forth.
didn't see that.
But hey, and you as well. And
We got
one
D.
thing we
Martin
found
Fifth here who
very
says, had the chance to
difficult
meet
do over the past
SRS,
couple
talked
weeks,
about Blue
sit
Chew,
down with
go
Seth.
figure, and Weezy Blonde at
about
Squared
anything.
Circle Expo Indie. Awesome
Yeah, he's
people.
become a little
That's
bit
so
more
awesome,
self-indulged,
dude.
seemingly, as of
I'm
late.
glad that you got to meet them both
guess he
and that
feels
you
like
had a
that's
good
what he has
time
to do.
at
He
Squared
outsmarted
Circle Expo.
everybody
I've always wanted
2
to go.
times now.
To be honest, I always
grandest of
forget when it
stages.
comes around, but maybe I won't get next year. Thank you, D. Martin Fifth.
They can't help
We
but
got
respect
Cyclops
it.
is better than Wolverine. Who says
He's
calling
Seth
it now.
freaking
Sammy will
Rollins. He might
save
be the
Jay and
heavyweight
he
champion.
will win. Maybe, yeah, maybe Sammy will come in there. Ooh, we'll see. We'll see. Don the Visionary says, yeah, I think she may be replacing Liv.
You know, there's a lot
Hey,
going
that
on
would be
next week when
interesting.
Monday Night Raw heads to Louisville,
Oh,
Kentucky.
man.
First
All right,
off,
let's see what
shape
else
will
we've
Pat
got
McAfee
here.
be in? Second off, we've got this matchup. Dominic
Oh,
Mysterio
next
said,
Monday they're
"Take
doing
care of
AJ Styles.
the AJ
Fowler.
Styles issue."
Okay.
Finn said, okay, I'll do that. Finn and AJ one-on-one
That should be
next week.
a good match.
Also, the New Day gets what they wanted. They manipulated the
The
system
New
as
Day,
well,
I'm
much
sorry,
like Paul
the War
Heyman.
Raiders versus
The War
American
Raiders
Made.
are going to have to go through American Made.
That should
as
also
they
be a good
continue to
match.
Try to climb the ladder for a rematch for the tag team titles. And big tag team matchup next
And then,
week. Rhea Ripley
oh,
returns
that
to
is
team
a
with
big
Io
matchup.
Sky
Io
against
Sky
Roxanne
and
Perez
Rhea
and
Ripley
Julia
versus
from
Roxanne Perez and
NXT.
Julia. Okay. That's the one I'm looking forward to, guys. That's the Raw match for next week that I'm excited for. Brian Dunlap says, so far, does Monday Night Raw tonight get a yeet or a no yeet? It gets a yeet. It's the Y and
certainly
an
going
E.
to figure out
I
how
don't know if it
Morgan
gets the
Morgan
full
can help me.
ET.
Paul Heyman just walked over here and told me to thank him for tonight's main event.
He wanted you to kiss his ring.
Yeah, it was a whole scene, but
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, let's not do another 9 minutes of yeeting.
This might not be the night for you to continue.
No, he's gonna go
eating.
straight through it. Didn't do the crowd
This
entrance
really
because we're going to the
started
match.
this
We
whole
already
thing
did that
between
once. We're good.
Gunther. But
what started this whole thing was Gunther almost choking you out, Cole. Never forget it.
Jey Uso's
We got Rowdy the Cat here who says Io has been a draw the last few weeks on Raw. Interesting take. Eric Diaz says the women's division is awesome. That's because the women are
we mentioned
money.
this earlier tonight. Jey Uso has never defeated Seth Rollins in a one-on-one match.
Oh, wow.
Follow that stat with this stat. Jey Uso had never beaten Gunther at WrestleMania, which he just did to become
That is true.
World Heavyweight Champion.
That's so cool. Ring announcer, the great Alicia Taylor.
All right, let's see what we get out of here.
Contest scheduled for one fall is for the world.
I agree with Davion Washington who says match of the night was Io versus Roxanne. Hashtag real graps. Facts. What's up to Mateo Ortiz? Thank you so much for tuning in. Erase Peace, Loose Mojis, Tiger Claw, Maxwell, Javier, Davion.
Weighing at 225 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins. And his opponent from San Francisco, California, weighing at 242 pounds, he is the World Heavyweight Champion! Main event, Jey Uso!
All right.
His
Let's
first
go,
title
Yeet.
event since he shocked the
Come on,
world
let's do this.
at WrestleMania last month with a
I need
win
to see all the
over
Met
Gunther.
Gala outfits,
And
guys.
tonight,
I want to see what everybody
he puts
wore.
the title on the
I'll
line
have to do that after
against
this.
one of the greats,
After I'm
the
done with all the Raw
architect, the
stuff.
visionary. A man who has won 5 world titles in his career. Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins, Uso, our main event for the World Heavyweight Championship.
This is going to take some time to get used to. This Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker in the corner of Seth freaking Rollins. It's crazy to think of what this trio could be.
Again, I'm going to ask you the question I asked you earlier on. Did Uso make the right decision, or was it really just a knee-jerk reaction to face Seth tonight?
Tracy says, love Sabrina's outfit. I haven't seen it yet. I did see when she walked out of the hotel with like a big brown coat. But I'm assuming like whatever she had underneath was like absolutely breathtaking, but I haven't seen it yet.
Jey Uso was the latest victim.
Because it literally started just as I was getting ready to watch Raw. So
Heavyweight Championship.
I didn't get to see what she's wore.
And
What's up, Blue Ass? Thank you so much for tuning in. And hey, I'm so glad you had a good time in Boston. I've actually never been to Boston, so it's on the list, man. I've been wanting to go.
Got a kick out at 2.
Glad you got to go check it out. We got Cyclops is better than Wolverine. He says, do white crowds can never eat with rhythm. The white crowds can never eat with rhythm.
Championship.
I don't feel like I can judge. I feel like sometimes my rhythm is off.
Breaker looks on. Heyman as well.
Thanks, Cyclops.
Paul Heyman actually had the audacity to come out here tonight and say that he
Connor Taker says after done with all the Raw
5 years,
stuff.
he said. He did
Classic.
everything that
That's
our
what she
tribal chief
said.
did.
After I'm
He
done
took
with
credit
all
for
the Raw stuff.
Turned it against Roman, then turned on CM Punk, and now
That's funny.
has found himself
covered by Rollins, kick out.
with Seth freaking Rollins. And
All right, here we go.
Again, covered by
Match
Rollins.
is going.
Rollins knows he's not going to beat Jey that quickly. He's just trying to send a little message, play some mind games here.
And couch it on the corner.
Again, Jey looks.
I wonder what crazy shenanigans we're gonna end up with.
To prepare for this. You know, Rollins said, I like when a good plan comes together. He's been probably thinking all week that he had a good possibility.
Hey, Don, good to have you. Says, hey, Denise, how are you? Stopping by saying hello. Have family over, so a bit busy. We'll catch up later. Don, do your thing and enjoy your family time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Blue Chew says we're gonna have to buy Denise a Danhausen figurine.
Not going to back down. And
Tracy says two of my favorites are fighting. Oh, that's right. These are your faves, Tracy. Your heart must be split right now, trying to decide who to root for.
Now kick right to midsection, drops the champ. Rollins looking for a stop, and Jey able to move
Davion Washington says Michael Cole be eating like he's operating a quilt. Yo, Michael Cole has like the worst yeet I've ever seen in my entire life. Like I didn't know a yeet could look that bad. I still remember when Michael Cole yeeted. It was awful. I was like, please don't ever yeet again, Michael Cole, ever. Like how do you yeet poorly? That's what I'm trying to wonder. I don't even know what Michael Cole was doing. I need to rewatch a clip of his eating. It was weird.
Yeah, we have no idea what's on the mind of these three men.
Stuart Bridgman says it's so bad, it's great. That's true. What? I forgot how he was doing it. It was just so weird. I think he was doing more like a wave and like a body thing. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. It was just so strange.
Rollins is stopping away on Jey Uso. Rollins just a master at all this as he sends the champ into the corner.
You think the levels that Seth freaking Rollins has already been to, all the fame type stuff. already in his career. Now he's teaming up with the man who's brought billions
and billions
of dollars in Blockbuster to the WWE over the years.
Well, Rollins is a 5-time world champ. He's held 2 U.S. titles, 2 Intercontinental titles, 6 tag team titles, NXT championship as well. Then Money in the Bank, cashed in at WrestleMania. Jey Uso, first time as world champion.
Oh no, this is going to be Paul Heyman's new thing. He's going to be singing Seth Rollins' song.
Literally leading
at ringside. No.
Nobody's following along. They're yeeting in his face. They're yeeting all over his face over here.
He's the maestro. At least he wants to be. And Jey Uso now fighting back. Talk about, Pat, how much pressure's on Uso tonight in his first title defense after shocking the world at WrestleMania.
Yeah, certainly a lot of pressure, but this is the life of a champion. Him even agreeing. Oh my God, Seth freaking Rollins sent into the table.
Right into the announce table. And now Jey Uso, suicide dive.
Damn,
Rollins
Seth.
over the announce table. Jey Uso
really sold that, dude. Oh my God, Jay's shoe came off during that.
And now
but
Seth freaking Rollins is laid out
flew.
under the table.
Dude bounced and flew. Flew and bounced. There you go. That was funny. All right. We got Victaro here who says, Paul Heyman, WTF, you singing. I know. That's gonna get annoying fast though. Because everybody's already over Seth Rollins' song, and then having Paul Heyman sing it in the ringside is just good heel stuff, man. Good heel stuff. Thank you, McTaro.
Hit himself hard when he came over the announce table.
Cyclops says, us poor people have to watch commercials now.
Senior official Chad.
Sorry. I'm
noticing now that Rollins has been cut open.
You only have a minute and 50 seconds of commercials, if that helps.
To Rollins.
Or you can listen to the audio.
Very concerned.
Andy Nurse says Shuso.
I like how Heyman turns things around. As soon as Seth's in trouble, it's Heyman's vision.
I can't. Shuso. I love it.
Heyman's vision.
I love it. Onyx says, sounded like Paul Heyman dying out there singing.
Ron's about sick of the heat out here, but Omaha's around.
Stuart Bridgman says, no, Denise, you're over Seth's song. I'm not.
I thought they were chanting.
That's funny.
Oh, and right into the
Christopher So says, yeah, we're forced to see Hulk Hogan. What are you seeing on the commercials? What commercials are you getting? That's wild. I don't know if the reason I don't get commercials is because of the VPN or because of my ad tier. To be honest, I'm not really too sure.
Cole has lost his audio after the chaos of Seth
because
Rollins.
I don't even think I have. Like, I think I checked the other day, and I think I have the standard ad.
Audio for a moment is a great crew here at ringside.
I have the standard ad package on Netflix. Not entirely sure what that means, but I've got it. And then I also have the VPN, so that's probably, and I'm in Canada, so
that's what I was worried about.
I'm in Canada with quotations. So I think that's what really. Oh, you guys are getting Hogan's beer commercial.
Just so proud of themselves. Braun Breaker's giving everybody a snore.
I'm so sorry. Trey says that good old American beer, brother. That's hilarious.
Oh, what a
kick. Everyone's saying it's my VPN. Okay, so yeah, my VPN is the reason why I don't have commercial breaks.
We're back in our main event, Rollins and Uso for the World
I've
Heavyweight
never
title.
even seen the Hogan beer commercial. Never seen it.
How to become a champion.
And even I honestly, had you guys not said anything, I wouldn't have even known it was like a thing.
Uso has to learn every day of his life is something new. Tonight, it was Paul Heyman coming out.
Hey, Joe Vishena says Denise's Raw. Let's go.
Championship match tonight against Seth freaking
Davion
Rollins.
says that Final Destination movie looks pretty cool. Yo, bro, Final Destination though always leaves me fucked up though. Like all of a sudden I unlock 100 fears that on top of the fears I already have.
10 tag team titles over his career. And now the body shots by Rollins, unloading on Usos, trying to cover up. Official Chad Patton giving a lot of leeway to the challenger. Rollins has got to be careful not to be disqualified.
Champion's getting beaten down there.
Champion's advantage.
Fred Big says, love, death, and robots look cool. I have no idea what you guys are watching.
Paul Heyman has gotten a hold of this ref.
Infamous DJ One says, Denise, you're not missing anything. An old man passing in front of Mount Rushmore. What?
I don't want to say
Paul Heyman is the most corrupt
Jesus.
person I've ever met in my life, and I've known the guy for 30 years.
Undertaker says, Juice back in Canada, bro. Have some Tim Hortons. Let's go.
Down the middle. Can't have any corruption with
Brain
the
Hockey
refs.
says, what's your prediction for Saturday, Denise? I'm not exactly too sure just yet, but I will be doing a prediction show. So keep an eye out for that for sure.
With a headbutt, Rollins dropped to the mat.
Jey Uso comfortable up there.
Jey now on the top rope. Lands on his feet. And Uso building momentum. Oh, both men down center of the ring.
Double cross body.
No, Sven Vic says that's the Hogan commercial. Ah, okay.
Because I'm
telling you, I've never seen it, so.
Double cross body. World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Deep end. This is what life is like with the target on your waist, Jey Uso. This is awesome. World Heavyweight Championship match.
I don't know that this main event has been for me, guys.
And Jey Uso now with a big right hand to Rollins.
I'm waiting for it to like veer up.
Down deep. Here comes the world champ. Jey's starting to feel it now. Down goes Rollins. Samoan drop.
Van 76 says, please don't let Jey Uso's run cut short. I don't think it will. I really don't think so. JB from GS says, Denise, is Santi back this week for the post show? Yes, he is. He is back this week.
And into the corner. Shades of Umaga and his daddy Rikishi. Cover. Front of the leg. Shoulders down. And Rollins at 2.
I don't know how Seth kicked out of that. Did you hear that thud? When his ass hit Seth's head and then that turnbuckle. All of Omaha rattled. Even those cows that become the steaks.
We got Michael's Wrestling Channel who says, this has been a great match for the world title. Tony Angel says your hairstyle looks expensive. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Full speed, bang.
This is what happens when I actually take the time to do my hair, guys. Lazy Denise just throws up a ponytail.
I don't know how Seth is still fighting right now.
But no, I'm going to try to do my hair a lot more because, you know, you got to look the part. And I'd be coming in here like rolling with my hair ponytail sometimes. Actually, no, I feel like I put enough effort. Except on Saturday when I rolled in my pajamas. Except for Saturday. Although they weren't technically pajamas, okay? They were just sweatpants and a sweatshirt. Okay, do not judge me. I was very comfortable on Saturday. It was a rainy day.
World Heavyweight Champion.
It's just one of those days. That was a cool super kick.
How in the world does Seth freaking Rollins keep kicking out? He must have come down from 15 feet right into an Air Force One. Boom! On the button.
Indeed it is.
Earlier we were talking about that. Mike's, what do you call it? This is awesome chance when you're not really so sure that it is.
The Knicks beat the Celtics.
Casey Clark says, get comfortable on a rainy day because it's a good day to sleep. Oh, yeah. I love those days. That I did take a nap right before Collision. It was perfect. It was rainy. It was gloomy. I was in my sweatpants. Oh, it was lovely. So lovely.
Seth freaking Rollins now. He's thinking buckle bomb. I think
hey,
all over Jey Uso from Seth Rollins.
Bleeding a little bit there.
He went over the announce table earlier on. Rollins out with a
He's
buckle
bleeding
bomb
from his side.
In trouble. Seth Rollins could be closing in on the World Heavyweight title.
Seth freaking Rollins doing all of this with blood shedding from his head.
Seth top rope. Frog splash.
Oh, Jey moved. Oh, they did the same thing that they did with Roman and Seth during that WrestleMania main event. They just did the same spot with Jey and Seth.
What a counter by Seth into almost a half a pedigree there, but it was effective.
It was a super pedigree, more so than a half pedigree. Catching a spear directly into a pedigree.
Looks like they're going over today, guys.
That's the only.
Looks like it's going to be a longer than 2.5 hour show.
Both these men beat down. Gut check time. Championship on the line. Wise man consulted.
Rollins.
Think about the hundreds of times that Wise man's been in this situation.
Yeah, and Rollins, too, looking for his 6th world title. Measuring main event, Jey Uso. Look at the stop.
he
Jey
moved.
able to duck underneath.
I'm just trying to wonder who's going to get involved in this.
Gunther, the way he beat Gunther at WrestleMania.
Ooh, nope.
And Rollins able to
got out of it.
Jey Uso now.
Here.
Spear!
1, 2, 2. I was about to say it'd be kind of great if Jay got like a strong win over Seth like that. I'd be on board with it, but then at the same time, like we said, it's a brand new faction.
Pat beginning to doubt himself a bit.
He has to be contemplating what needs to be done to put Seth freaking Rollins
Streets
out of
don't
his
lie
misery.
says 100% interference
we get him
incoming.
to
Yeah,
lay
that's
on
kind
his
of how I'm
back for
feeling
3
too.
seconds as Omaha.
Logan, Sammy, I don't know. Tavion Washington says interference loading.
Title on the line on Monday Night Raw in our main
As
event.
DJ1 says the match picked up. Yep, I agree. Feel like it picked up in the last few minutes.
Jey Uso back to his feet, but wobbly. Ron Breaker looks on.
Jey heading up to the top rope, Seth Rollins.
Big right here.
Maybe Johnson. He says I'd be ecstatic if they took the belt off of Jay tonight. That's so mean.
So high risk here. One slip, one fall, this match is over.
Uso with a couple of headbutts. Rollins now.
Wait a second.
Oh, no, not a ref.
Going to the official. Oh. Breaker trying to get involved.
What's happening?
Breaker
What's
kicked
happening?
off.
What's happening?
The official Chad Patton never saw what happened. Rollins looking to take advantage of this distraction.
Hey, but that's not enough to beat Jay, though. So
roll through.
Roll through Rollins. Looking for the Falcon Arrow.
Vintage
hey,
Seth
Logan,
Rollins.
Sammy, someone incoming.
Oh, stop.
Oh, that was a weird curb stomp.
Cover now. Hook with a leg. And a kick out by Jey.
Yo, I was about to say, what kind of craziness would this be? What kind of craziness would this be? Look at everyone's face. That curb stomp was not enough to keep that. It just didn't look good. So no, you cannot defeat Jay like that. Dude, I thought he was, I thought Seth, oh, there's Sammy. Okay, there's Sammy.
Remember what these guys did to Sammy.
I have a feeling Braun is going to spear Sammy out of here and not allow him to interfere. Is he? Nope. Oh, there he is. Never mind. It was a distraction.
They thought he was coming for the entranceway, and Sammy ambushed him. Sammy and Braun Breaker.
Sammy just came out of the crowd.
Breaker's driven into the post. Rollins now trying to go after Sammy, and Uso met him with a super kick. And a
Spear, that should be it.
Jay gonna go up top.
Unless Sammy turns on Jay. What if Sammy turns on Jay too? He better not.
To retain.
1, 2. No, what?
Kicked out. You gotta be kidding me.
What?
Jey Uso can't believe
Okay,
it.
now they're making
What
me
does
a
he
little
have to
nervous
do
here.
to put Seth Rollins away.
They're making me just a little bit nervous.
Spear splash was how this was supposed to end in Jey Uso's head, I assume.
McTarvis says Paul Heyman with the FU singing. Yeah, his singing was something else. Paris says, do not talk that into fruition, Denise. I know, but it's making me nervous.
Still in it.
Jordan Taylor says, what happened to CM Punk? CM Punk and Roman were both taken out by Braun and Seth. Like 2-3 weeks ago. Oh, see, I knew that Braun was gonna spear Sammy.
Ribs. He has them now, Sami Zayn.
Okay, so at least now Sammy's sort of out of the picture here. So now, like, Jay needs to win this on his own merit.
And Jey now going down to check
No,
on his
don't
buddy.
get distracted, Jey.
Give himself a little
Come
breather.
on. What
And
are you
Breaker
doing?
with a spear.
What? Did
Heyman
he
and the
spear
official
him again?
distracted. What you didn't see was Breaker spearing
No.
Uso on the other side of the ring.
didn't
The official Chad Patton
There it is, a replay.
never saw it.
Now that was-
Heyman had him distracted, stopped by Rollins. And because of all these damn
What
shenanigans,
are they doing
of this
here, guys?
coalition,
What are they
Seth
doing?
Rollins is going to win the damn World Heavyweight title.
Oh, thank God, CM Punk. I was about to say, what
Maybe not, Cole.
BS with this beat and do that to Jey?
Tonight after WrestleMania, this group
Yes,
comes
okay,
from
good,
CM Punk is back.
good.
Punk is
They
back.
successfully got
CM
me
Punk
nervous
is
here,
back.
man.
CM Punk just
I
cost
bit it.
Rollins
I
the world
bit it.
title. And now there's going to be hell to pay.
Get him, Phil.
CM Punk
Was betrayed in Mania by his best friend.
Bye.
and Rollins and Breaker scattering.
Oh my gosh. Seth just pulled Braun by his shirt. Actually worked.
Look in his eyes.
All right, well, at least Jey didn't lose. Just like I was like thinking to myself, there's no way they can do that to Jey.
Looking
like no way.
Rollins' eyes. What do you see? Punk is back. Sammy is angry. Uso's still the champion.
Grace Pierce says, did the bell ring? I don't think it ever did, guys. Like if they did, they rang it when like I don't know, maybe CM Punk's music was playing, or I don't even know what happened. No, because it had to be afterwards. It had to be after the chair shots. So maybe the chair shots were so loud that we didn't hear the bell ring, but I did not hear the bell ring. But, you know, given the fact that we just assumed the bell rung here. So I think we're okay on that end. All right, guys. So with that being said, that was Monday Night Raw. We still have our post show. Santi will be joining me in about a few minutes. I like to give him some time to wrap up his show. And as soon as he comes in, we'll go ahead and start our show. But in the meantime, guys, just a friendly reminder that if you haven't already, make sure you guys check out Blue Chew, bluechew.com. Use that promo code Denise. Are you having technical difficulties in bed? Are you tired of being counted out, tapping out, or simply jobbing out? Get out of developmental and get drafted to the best sex you ever had with today's podcast sponsor, Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets. These erection-enhancing tablets help men achieve stronger, harder, and longer-lasting erections for sexual activities. And Blue Chew is putting its money where its mouth is and offering you a month free. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Remember, hard times breed better men. So make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at bluechew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free when you use the promo code Denise. Just pay $5 shipping. That's promo code Denise. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. All right, so I'm still waiting for Santi. I'm going to give him a few more minutes because he wraps up his stuff. And as soon as he's done with everything, we'll go ahead and get our podcast started. So just letting you guys know in case you're tuning in for the podcast, I usually stall for some time till he gets in here. But really quickly, I do want to let you guys know, though, if you haven't already, if you guys do enjoy the podcast and you haven't already followed on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcasts in audio format, please make sure to check me out there. Just search up Instinct Culture by Denise Salcedo, and you can find the podcast right there. Again, that is Instinct Culture by Denise Salcedo on Spotify and Apple Pods. Go follow, leave a review. It really helps it out. I'm trying to grow the audio side as big as the YouTube side. So if you guys can help me out there, please do. Again, that is Spotify, Apple Pods, and pretty much everywhere that you listen to audio podcasts. Instinct Culture by Denise Salcedo. All right. With that being said, we got a couple of super chats, so I'm going to go ahead and dive right into them. We got Terrence Matthews here who says, I hope that Stephanie gets called to the main roster soon. Ella es una chica muy talentosa y sexy. Oh, hey, Terrence Matthews. Putting over Stephanie Vaquer. Everyone loves Stephanie Vaquer. That woman is just talented and gorgeous and all of the things that you want in your favorite, female wrestler, right? And she's lovely. I love watching her videos that she makes and things like that, and watching her wrestle has been very enjoyable. If you really like Stephanie Vaquer, I have not one, but 2 interviews with Stephanie Vaquer on this YouTube channel. I don't think I know anybody else that has not 1, but 2 interviews with Stephanie Vaquer on their channel. So make sure you guys check those out. I was posting about Stephanie even before she was in WWE. So make sure you guys go and look at those videos. They're very fun. We got King Michael Gang 123 who says, Paul looks like a kid that didn't get his toy in his Happy Meal. Yo, he looked like he was some crazy person on the street. I don't even know. Full on, I don't even know what the hell is going on with Paul Heyman tonight, but dude was crashing out. That's all I know. Like, he was going insane, man. I didn't even know his face could do all those things. His face had like superpowers today. Terrence Matthews says, I'm still very much grieving Cora Jade. Yeah, I think she's one of the names that most people were like really surprised by, especially those that like watch NXT on a regular basis. I think if you watch NXT, you were definitely bummed out about Cora Jade and her not, just her not being able to. I think what sucks worse when it's someone from NXT is that you're like, oh my God, I see the potential in this person. I'm expecting them to do big things, and then not ever getting to see them do that. I think that is the part where you're just like, dang it, man. Like, I had a vision for this person. And that always sucks because sometimes you have a vision for a person, but that doesn't mean that it's actually going to come true. So it's unfortunate. But again, guys, we've seen people return to the company. We've seen them get a second go, and the second go, works out. Now she just has the task of proving them wrong and continuing to, go back out there and make a name for herself. She's so young, guys. She's so young. Like, let me go see how old Cora Jade even is, actually. She's 24 years old, guys. 24 years old. This girl has the world ahead of her. Like, she will be fine. Like, I didn't even realize she was 24. She'll be fine. She just has to go out there, work her butt off, and prove them wrong. Thank you. And that goes for everybody, of course. Thank you, Terrence Matthew. We got Oscar Lara here. What's up, Oscar? Thank you for the super chat. Oscar says, speaking of getting harder, it looks like it got harder for Seth to win that belt. I was scared, Oscar. I didn't know where you were going with the super chat. Thought to myself, what am I about to read right now? But no, yes, there was no way that Seth Rollins could defeat Jey Uso just like that. Like, the dude just got this championship belt. It would have been bad. I think it would have been sucky for Jey Uso if he would have lost tonight on Raw. So I'm really glad they didn't go about it that way. And I think given the way that Raw sort of turned out today, like, it wasn't the craziest episode of Raw. And so I think that they needed that like ending that, had everybody and their mothers get involved. Braun Breaker, CM Punk, Sami Zayn, all of these people, like, it needed to happen. It's crazy when you think about it, though, because, we didn't really have much of a story or much of a build to Logan Paul and Jey Uso, which is actually happening in a few days. I mean, it's the 5th today, and that's happening on the 10th. All right, did they announced it, right? I'm not crazy. Like, they announced freaking Jey Uso and Logan Paul for Backlash, right? I'm not crazy, am I? No, it's not actually on here. I swore, did they not make that match official? I swear to God that match was official. But it's not on the actual Backlash card. At least not on WWE.com nor Wikipedia. Thank you. Blinking with Kimberly says they didn't announce the Jey Uso match. I swear to God, I thought that match was announced already. I was like, what? Why would they not have anything about Jey and Logan on this show if that match was going to happen at Backlash? So I guess I was completely wrong. That match is not happening at Backlash from the looks of it, only because it has not been announced, and I feel like it would have been. I swore. Someone says that's going to happen at Saturday night's main event. Is that what I'm confusing? Saturday night's main event and Backlash? Let me check. Saturday night's main event, May. What is it? May 24th. I need to get my ducks in a row here, guys. Let me see. Where is this? Did they announce it for Saturday night's main event? Come on, give me answers. Let's see. No, there's nothing announced for that show yet either. Okay, so maybe it will be. No, I don't know. All right, well, whatever. Either way, I was expecting that match to happen. So whether it happens at Backlash or whether it happens over on because Jey Uso doesn't have a match for Backlash. I feel like he should. He's the champ now. So whether they do it there or they do it at Saturday night's main event, I guess will be to be figured out soon. Anyways, thank you so much, Oscar Lara, for this generous super chat. Oscar Lara also says maybe Logan is the fourth member. You see, the only reason why I don't see Logan Paul as the fourth member of this group is only because I feel like he doesn't really need to, and he's such a heavy talker. What's up, Santi?
What is up, my guys? How we doing?
Doing good. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited. Hold on one second. Let me I'll circle back on Oscar Lara's super chat here in a second. But let me get our graphic. Clearly, I was not prepared, Santi.
That's all right.
I dropped the ball.
I wasn't prepared for that to actually be a good episode of Raw, and here we are.
Oh, interesting. We have different takes on this. All right,
Oh,
let's do this. Here
okay.
we go. 3, 2, 1. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It's your girl, Denise Salcedo, joined by Santi Zap. It is Monday, May 5th, and we are here to chat some Raw ahead of Backlash. With that being said, Santi, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Oh, I am doing great. I just came back from sunny Miami, Florida, a little birthday vacation, enjoyed some of the Florida sunshine rays, had a little bit of the sand between my toes, had some drinks. I'm refreshed and ready to go.
You came in with a new glow. You're like, I've now known vacation all I ever wanted, but you deserved it. Honestly, I'm like, damn, dude, you've been going hard nonstop. So I feel like the vacation was well earned. So I'm glad that you were able to do that. How was Miami though? I've never been.
No, it's a good time. And like, it's one of those places that I can only do in like bursts. Like a whole week or two in Miami, I'm like, that's a little much. 3 days in Miami, I'm like, that's the perfect amount. And it was a good reset after all the craziness that was WrestleMania, because the amount of work that me and all the other content creators were doing during that time, like it burns you out. It really does burn you out. So that was a nice little mental reset, separating myself from content creation, not watching SmackDown. Thank God that episode sucked. But yeah, now we're just back on the grind here.
You got very lucky and you missed the best SmackDown to miss, because nothing happened on that show, dude. Nothing happened. You were better off being in Miami having the best time.
I was mad that I forced myself to rewatch, to watch the episode afterwards, because I was just fast forwarding through everything.
I saw your tweet and I was like, damn, dude. I was like, don't put yourself through that. Do not do it. Do not do it. But anyways, with that being said, we got Raw to get into here today. And Santi, at the start of this, you kind of mentioned that you weren't expecting Raw to be this good today. I feel like I didn't think Raw was bad today. However, the things I did like on the show were a little far and few in between. Like, I can pinpoint the exact things that I loved on the show, but I don't know that I was like blown away by it, you know?
Sure. No, I'm interested to hear like what parts of the show you didn't like, because there was nothing on the show that I didn't resonate with. I thought that the show was pretty solid throughout. There were some parts that were like, okay, that's fine. But I really love the main event and what they ended up doing with it. I mean, we could probably start there, honestly.
I think we should, because
Yeah.
I'm going to be real with you. Like the first few minutes of this main event, I was thinking to myself, damn, I'm not really invested. And I will tell you that I made a full 180 by the end of it, Santi. I was thinking to myself, I'm so embarrassed. You want to know something? I bit at the end. I bit at the end, even though I knew all my best judgment. I knew that Jey Uso was gonna, either win or not lose his championship, right? That some crazy, DQs or whatever was gonna happen, right? I knew that. But I still bit after the second spear from Braun Breaker when Seth went in there. I thought, oh my God, they better not do Jey Uso dirty like this. But then CM Punk's music hit, and I thought, oh, thank God. Wiped them out with some chairs, wiped out Seth. I don't think they ever actually rang the bell, but that was basically how the match ended.
I think that's why that's why I found it so brilliant. I think me, you, and everybody that's watching and listening to this show, we all knew shenanigans was going to be the way that this was going to end. I think we all expected a disqualification finish. And that's exactly what we got. You would think, oh my God, WWE is so formulaic, so simple. We saw it coming a mile away. Yeah, I saw the DQ coming a mile away, but the way that they took me through the journey to the predictable ending, I thought was masterful. They basically gave us a Bloodline rules match in the middle of the year without it being a PLE. It was literally Bloodline rules style, with people coming out to help whoever was, about to pick up the victory or whatever. But I bit, just like you said. I thought that once we got the second stomp, I'm like, that's it, it's over. I bit when Jey Uso hit the splash. I'm like, wow, Seth is actually going to get pinned here. There were so many moments where I thought that WWE took my expectations and we're going to go in a different direction, whether it was like Seth actually losing clean or Seth walking out with the World Heavyweight Championship. And at these points in the match, I forgot about the most logical conclusion, which was a disqualification. So they gave us the predictable ending, but my goodness, the journey there was so well executed.
And you know what else I kind of got nervous about for a split second during all of this madness was Sami Zayn being out there. There was a little moment where I thought, what if he actually ends up helping out Seth Rollins instead of Jey Uso? And he did it. Once he got that spear from Braun Breaker, I knew for a fact, okay, good. He's not going to be like linked up with them or anything like that. But it was still like there was a slight moment where I thought, well, what if, and I got a little scared. But no, I do agree with you. I think that the journey of how they took you through it all to finally get to the end, it was good. It worked out. And I think it needed it this.
We have some breaking news.
What?
Logan Paul attacks Jey Uso after the match. Because I was wondering what's going on with this Logan Paul stuff and Backlash. So that's still happening, but I don't know.
I was just talking about this. Santi, that match was never made official, apparently. I thought it was.
So I knew it wasn't official, but I was like, they're gonna make it official on Raw.
Right, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like, so this is weird. It almost feels like they are going in like there was a last minute pivot. The way that the Logan Paul and Jey Uso stuff started to develop, I'm like, okay, they're going through this really quick, 2 weeks, Backlash. But it looks like we're not getting the World Heavyweight Championship at all on Backlash.
So wait, so the attack happened after the show went off the air. Okay, good. Because I was wondering the same thing that you were, where it was like, okay, I actually thought for a second that they had already made this match official. I just assumed they did. And so I was wondering why Logan Paul hadn't been on the show. And now that you said that there was an attack, I'm wondering if they're going to put this match on Backlash or if they're going to put it on Saturday night's main event, because we can't forget that's happening too. Even though, look, I'm going to be real with you, Saturday night's main event has sort of just been like a missable show.
It's
you
ass.
Don't really
you
have
can
to
say
watch.
It's ass. It's Saturday night's main event is for the me's and you's and the hardcore viewers of professional wrestling. It's frustrating because they refuse to move the needle at Saturday night's main event. They refuse to make decisions that impact day-to-day storytelling. Hell, I remember when it was Jey Uso versus Gunther at the last Saturday night's main event. Jey Uso loses, and then he comes out the next day and does like a celebratory entrance with Travis Scott, if you remember that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And we were like, why is he so happy he just lost at Saturday night's main event?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter. It's a different multiverse. But I could see this happening at Saturday night's main event.
See, but now that you say that, now that you said it's like it does, like anything that happens on the show almost feels like it doesn't matter. I'm like thinking to myself, that kind of sucks because I feel like Jey Uso as a champion, especially as a champion that a lot of people have their eyes on. There's a big spotlight on Jey, right? Like people are ready to criticize him as people are ready to say he is a bad champion, right? We know that because he's had people have had mixed feelings about Jey Uso, right? So if you don't have him on the Backlash card, to me, that's kind of them saying like, oh, well, it wasn't really as important to put it on the biggest match, the biggest card for this month. So I feel like this match should still be added to the Backlash card. I don't think they should wait to Saturday night's main event. And I know they have like 6 matches, I think, already announced, or a couple matches already announced for Backlash. And I just think it should be on that show.
Yeah, so they currently have 5. Because they added Dominic Mysterio versus Penta to the show, kind of randomly as well, with very, very little, like it just felt very unceremonious how they came about to that match. But yeah, like there's just so many moving pieces with that main event, and it started off the back of that amazing back and forth. I guess I shouldn't call it a back and forth. It was just pretty much Paul Heyman carrying the promo at the start of the show.
Yo, all right. So we need to get into that because I don't even know how to describe this. Paul Heyman crashed out is what he did. He just started going off. And what I was saying was he was like trauma dumping on Jey Uso because he goes out there. Mind you, Jey Uso has been doing his own thing. He's not even really like all that involved with the bloodline stuff anymore. But Paul Heyman goes out there and recaps the entire history of the bloodline and all of this stuff, right? And then I don't even remember what he said during this part where I was so focused and I was so enthralled by his face, Santi. He was like, I don't even know how to.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna die.
His eyes were bulging. And
I thought he was gonna die.
He could make it, dude. Exactly. What did you think of Paul's promo? Because I just thought he went off the rails, but I kind of loved him going off the rails.
I mean, it worked for me. I thought it was fantastic. I loved how cartoony it kind of got. I think it kind of worked for me, especially knowing afterwards that he was putting on a ruse to try and get Jey Uso to agree to this World Heavyweight Championship match. But I do like the fact that this promo addresses a lot of these weird plot holes that I always asked about throughout last year. Like, why didn't CM Punk help Paul Heyman at any moment? Why didn't Roman Reigns ever come back to help Paul Heyman? So it's nice seeing Paul Heyman being realistic and holding these grudges against these people that never came to help him when he was in the biggest time of need. And it's also interesting to hear how much credit he takes for building Roman Reigns, right? He talked about how he took a stray dog with no home and turned him into the tribal chief, turned him into the biggest champion, to the face of the company. And he lost all of that when he chose to attack Seth Rollins instead of focusing on the championship. Look, I really like the stuff that led to the match. I thought the promo was great. I thought the match was fantastic. CM Punk is out there. CM Punk is back in the picture. But now let me do a little bit of math for you, okay, Denise? All right, I already did this math. I did this math.
Excited.
I did this math for my viewers during my watch along, all right? In one hand, all right, so we have Sami Zayn, CM Punk, and Jey Uso. On the other hand, we have Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. It looks like these guys are all about to have a match, but it looks like we have uneven numbers, Denise. It looks almost as if we need a third member over here. It's almost adding two perfectly here.
That leads me to Oscar Laura, who says maybe Logan is the next member.
I hope
Logan
not.
Paul does kind of fit into this, though.
I don't like it. I just don't like it. But like,
just
sure.
Just for a match, though. Just for a match.
For a match, sure.
I don't think for him to actually be part of the group, though. That I don't feel makes sense. But here's the thing, though. Apparently, the original plans were that they weren't necessarily planning on adding another member to Seth and Braun's stable. However, the internet ran with it, right? Like, we're all watching it and we're all expecting for there to be a new member added to Braun and Seth. And I don't know if maybe all of the buzz that there was on the internet and people trying to decipher who's going to be the next person, if that's going to cause them to pivot and actually add a fourth member to the group.
I think so. I mean, it makes sense to me with the way that this show ended. It just makes sense. I am a person that where numbers don't lie, and the numbers indicate that we need to have one more person be added here. As you said, it could be a one-off to just even out the odds to give us a 6-man tag match, or it could be the full-blown debut of this new member of the faction.
Who do you think that could be?
Well, we saw Karrion Kross. I'm not saying Karrion. I know. How wrong do you feel, by the way? How bad do you feel about being so anti-Karrion Kross, and now he's the most over thing? We'll get back to that in a second.
All right, fine. We'll get back to it. Continue on.
Don't you worry. I'm not letting you off the hook regarding Karrion Kross. But we saw him talking about Theory potentially and the things that are going on there, and he could be the one that whispers into Theory's ears that could maybe lead to him finally moving away from Grayson Waller. It seems like they've brought back that dead storyline of Austin Theory maybe leaving Grayson Waller, and it seems very apropos with the timing that we have that Grayson Waller and Theory might break up, and the future might need one more member.
Look, sure, all those ideas are great. I'm going to be honest with you. I have 2 guys that I would like to see on there. The problem with my 2 guys, my top 2 picks, is that they're both out due to injury right now. And I don't exactly know when they're going to come back. However, we're kind of getting around those months where I do think one of those guys will be coming back soon. Ideally, if I had my pick of anybody of who it could be, I wish that it was Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins, they have history, right? Bronson Reed last defeated Seth Rollins. What if there was a respect type of situation where Seth said, you know what, I've been in this ring with this crazy monster, and you know what, I respect him, he's crazy, whatever, bring him into the group, because they keep talking about the future, Santi. They talk about the future so much, so you need to have guys that are really going to be the future. So I think about Bronson Reed as an example of that. And another one that I would selfishly really, really want, because Braun Breaker is so intense, right? He's an intense dude. Think of another person who's out of injury who's really intense too. Ilya Dragunov. I would be over the freaking moon if I saw either of those 2 options in this group.
Everything that I'm seeing is Ilya Dragunov is not until September, but that could be a fun misdirection, right? Feeding, the news to the world that it's not until September, only for him to come back in the summer. That'd be cool. I wouldn't hate it if it was Ilya Dragunov, by the way. I think that I would prefer Ilya over Bronson Reed, if you had me pick one over the other.
You're not a Bronson Reed fan, Santi?
No. I love Bronson's meat. I think that he's fantastic. I think he's great.
I was about to say, because I own the Bronson Reed fan club.
No. I'm over here. I love a good charcuterie board of Bronson's meat. But I feel like out of those 2, Ilya is the better choice.
All right, that's fair. I get it. But yeah, those are my top 2 options and who I would like to see added to this group. But do you think they actually do need to add somebody, or do you think they're fine just skating by?
I think they need to add somebody. I mean, there's a reason why the internet ran with this. Not that the internet's always right. More often than not, I think they're stupid. But I think in this one, I feel like there is something missing. I do feel when you talk about Seth Rollins trying to guide the future, it almost sounds like the future, is only Braun Breaker? That can't be right. I would think that the future is multiple people, and I just can't help whether it's intentional or not. I can't help but compare this to Evolution. And I know I shouldn't. I'm doing that to myself, and maybe that's setting myself up for disappointment, but the comparison is there, and it's not just by me, it's by a lot of people.
No, I agree with you. I feel like that was instantly what a lot of people said. All right, we got Anthony Giuliano here who says Backlash is that 5-match format by Triple H. Yeah, usually kind of like those shorter match cards and whatnot. Right now, honestly, looking at that Backlash card, I'm most excited for the United States Championship match. And honestly, the Pat McAfee Gunther matchup is what I'm oddly intrigued by. So with that being said, let's get into that. Gunther and Pat McAfee, they had a confrontation today. So last week, Pat McAfee cut like this hella good babyface promo, dude. He was talking about life and death and work and passion and just everything and thrown into one. It was so cool. Today, he tells, Gunther, like, he's not afraid of him. Like, he's going out there and putting his best foot forward, and he cuts a hell of a freaking promo and just going off on Gunther. And at one point, I'm thinking, how the hell is Gunther going to rebuttal Pat McAfee right now with the way that Pat McAfee is coming off so strong? He's winning over the crowd, right? He did a lot of pandering to the crowd. It definitely worked. They were behind him. And now we are here basically seeing him go face to face with Gunther, and Gunther brings up his daughter, his 2-year-old daughter. And I'm thinking, oh, this is the savage Gunther that I want. And he just basically says he's going to maul him and leave him out like a wet towel. I loved this. I'm on board, Santi. This, oddly enough, is my favorite thing besides the U.S. title match going into the show.
I love that Gunther's like, you think I've gone soft? You think that I'm not on my A game? Well, you know what? You kind of woke me up here. You have my full and undivided attention. And when Gunther said that, I literally tweeted out, oh, so Pat McAfee's fucking dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
I'm like, oh, you're dead, brother. You talk too much. You woke the dragon, and it's over for you. I still firmly believe that Gunther needs to annihilate Pat McAfee. I really think that it needs to be an utter and complete destruction. I know that people think that this could be where Goldberg could potentially make a return. I got thoughts on that, but I really am shocked as to how interested I am in this. When they announced this, I was like, oh, this is goofy. This is lame. But this promo honestly won me over. It did.
No, here's the thing. I've been looking forward to this match for one reason, and it's the same reason everyone here is. I want to see Pat McAfee get chopped by Gunther. That is the selling point to me. And when you said that Gunther needs to go and just like wreak havoc on Pat McAfee, that's what he needs to do, because people need to get reminded of what Gunther can do. I think Gunther's tail end of his World Heavyweight Championship run, people didn't really love it. They didn't really love it. So I feel like now he has to remind people of who that Gunther is, that guy. Remind people who that is. And when Pat McAfee said that Gunther was soft, oh, dude, that's when I thought, okay, he's really done for right here, then there. And I thought, yeah, sure, maybe he's soft and all, but that chop, my brother, it's not gonna be. So I'm looking forward to this. Okay, so let's get into the thoughts, though, about Goldberg, because I can see this happening. I can see the correlation. I can see him coming in here and this being the catalyst to eventually getting to that Gunther Goldberg match, because we know this has been said in an interview with ESPN that Goldberg's last match is happening in WWE this year. And he basically alluded and gave us as many Easter eggs as we possibly could. He told us without telling us it's going to be Gunther. And we've known this also with what happened at Bad Blood last year. So, do you hate it? Are you here for it, Santi?
I hate it less. All right. I hated it when it was when the ball started rolling at Bad Blood, because I was like, oh no, this is going to be a WrestleMania match. And oh no, it's going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship. And oh no, Goldberg's going to be our new World Heavyweight Champion. Now I hate it less. I hate it less for several reasons. I hate it less because it's not for the World Heavyweight Championship. I hate it less because it's not at WrestleMania. So I'm now more okay with it than not. If you are so dead set on doing it, it looks like this is a collision course that we're going to anyway. I'd rather it be just a bully being taken out by a bully hunter. Right? I don't need this at WrestleMania. I don't need this for a world title. Just make this a big old exhibition match. I am cool with that. And, you know, when you look at the schedule of what's coming around the corner, it makes sense. It could be Saturday night's main event. I could definitely see that being a type of match for that. I could see this being at the upcoming Night of Champions, that Saudi show. Goldberg loves those Saudi shows. That's where he has appeared for the majority of his last several matches in the WWE. So I could see it happening there. I'd rather it not be at SummerSlam, if I'm being honest with you. I'd rather Gunther get something a little bit better and beefier for SummerSlam, something a bit more interesting. But the most important thing here, Lisa, is Goldberg cannot win. Goldberg cannot win. And I want to believe in my heart of hearts that we now live in an era of WWE where they can recognize that Goldberg should not be beating your full-time talent. I want to believe that. But every piece of evidence that we've had with anything related to Goldberg over the last several years is that they just love giving Goldberg wins. And that just cannot happen in 2025.
I don't think it would. I really don't think it would. I think this is going to be the, believe it or not, a passing of the torch moment of, okay, you know what? I'm no longer that guy. This was a great moment. I went down by somebody who is, it's very, very scary, right? Like Goldberg isn't going to be taken out just by anybody, right? It's going to be Gunther, a scary kind of fella. And look, I know that people aren't excited about it. The last couple of Goldberg matches that we've seen, while they were kind of sad, you know, I'm really, really hoping that this match is fast, that it's effective, and that at the end of it, that I actually end up standing up and going, you know what, respect. You know, that's kind of how I want to feel coming out of that matchup. And again, I want to see it just to be, I just want it to be fast. I want it to be fast. That's usually what works best for Goldberg. So we'll see. It could happen because this could be because you got to ask yourself this question. Why? Why would they do Pat McAfee versus Gunther? Was there really nobody else? Or, I don't know. Why? That's the only thing I can think of. So if this is the entryway for Goldberg, then this is the reason why they're doing it. And if not, then this is just a way for them to get Pat McAfee to be completely bloodied up and beaten by Gunther just to get his aura back.
I think it has to be Goldberg. I really, like, I don't see any other end goal to make this a worthwhile big old squash match. You know, what I would like to see, me personally, is for the match to end and Gunther to continue to destroy Pat McAfee, and that's what triggers Goldberg to come out. What I don't want to see, Denise, I don't want to see Goldberg come out and help Pat McAfee win. Good God, no.
Oh my God, no. That would not be okay.
No.
They can't do that to Gunther.
They
He doesn't
can't.
deserve that.
No.
They would kill his aura. And they've already kind of diminished his aura a little bit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they need to get it back. And they can't do that to Gunther. No way. I would be so pissed. All right, we got Bob Ross Jr. here who says, you can tell that WWE trusts Julia so much that she is basically involved in a storyline in NXT and main roster double duty. Yeah, she is. She's killing it. I'm excited to see the next week's match. They announced, Julia and Roxanne versus Rhea and Io. So with that being said, let's get into this because today's match we saw Roxanne Perez versus Io Sky. And dude, I was so happy when they announced this match. I could not believe it. I'm like, all right, here we go. Like, I love Roxanne Perez after that little bit that we saw of their tag team match on NXT and just seeing the moments with Io Sky and Roxanne Perez interacting with one another. I thought, oh, dude, like whenever they wrestle each other one-on-one, like this is going to be really good. And so they do their match today and it was incredible, man. Like their counters, they had such a different kind of match than they normally do with their opponents. Like I saw, new tools out of Io Sky, new tools out of Roxanne Perez and Io Sky. They do this back and forth with these roll-ups, these beautiful, beautiful bridges. And eventually, just Io Sky best Roxanne Perez very, very quickly here. And so it left you wanting to see more for sure. I was mad. Honestly, I was mad when the match ended because I wanted to see more of Io and Roxanne. And afterwards, they do a handshake, right? You're thinking sportswomanship. And for a second, I'm thinking, there's no way Roxanne is just going to shake her hand and leave. And then she did shake her hand, and I legitimately bought that because I had forgotten that Julia and her are, a duo. I honestly forgot. It's not the first thing I think of when I think of Roxanne. I don't automatically think of Julia. So it did take me a little bit by surprise here. But anyways, she attacks Io Sky from behind. Rhea wasn't there to help because she's in Australia. So this kind of left her to get beaten 2-on-1. But this match was incredible, Santi. How'd you feel?
Before I give you my thoughts, I want to just quickly confirm a couple things. So you like the stuff with Paul Heyman and Jey Uso in the main event, yes?
Shit. Are we doing math right now?
We're doing some math.
I think you can probably eliminate some of the things I didn't like.
Okay, so you like that. You said you like the Gunther and Pat McAfee stuff, and you just went off about how much you love this. I'm confused about what you haven't liked about this episode. I'm sure we'll get to it, but so far, it seems
Probably
like you like this episode.
Last things I talked about. Whatever I keep for the last part, those are going to be my least favorite things.
I always, it's the format of the show. And then the New Day, this thing, and then Karrion Kross. All right, thanks for coming, everybody. It happens every episode.
You know what? Next time I'm going to start differently. I'm going to swap it. I'm going to start with all the things I hated and then get into the things I loved.
All right. In terms of things I loved, I thought that this match was fantastic as well. I will say, look, I still feel like this is a weird spot for Julia. Even though, it does show that WWE do trust her, having her on NXT and on the main roster, kind of doing double duty. But I just can't help but think that this just makes more sense for it to have been Cora Jade. Obviously, now we have the releases and whatnot. So it's crying over spilled milk at this point. There's literally no point about crying over it. I just can't help but feel like this feels more like a Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez thing. I'll leave it at that. But I thought that the match was great. I thought they had fantastic chemistry with one another. I would love to see this match again. I'm very curious where this is going. Is it an inevitable tag match between Rhea and Io teaming up, which then eventually leads us to the rematch of Rhea and Io? If it leads to more of these singles matches, I'm here for it. Now what we need is Io versus Julia, and I'm so here for that. I'm assuming next natural transition here.
I'm expecting that, and I'm still expecting Rhea and Julia. So I am expecting those two things, because so far the only one that's been checking off the boxes is Roxanne Perez. All right. I mean, crap, I forgot what else I was going to say here. But yeah, I mean, this was good stuff, man. I was a fan. Oh, yeah. Cora Jade. That's what I wanted to touch on. I feel bad, because it is that spot where you could have thought, as I said earlier, when I think of Roxanne, I don't automatically think of Julia. When the pairing started with Julia and Roxanne, I thought I missed something. I thought, dang, what did I tune into? What storyline did I forget about that suddenly Roxanne and Julia are a tag team here on the show? And so they kind of did a little bit of explaining on NXT where they kind of just said like, oh, they're finding each other on the same page. But it really wasn't that convincing. Like they don't really, they kind of, the only thing I feel that they have similar is they're both very aggressive girls and they're both good wrestlers. That's about it. They don't really seem to have any other real connection. So it does suck that this does feel like this could have been Cora Jade, and it would have made, perfect sense. They're friends. We know that. Damn, it just feels like there's a lot of stuff that just did not happen there. Like I was still waiting for Roxanne and Cora to get back into another feud at some point. Like it felt like they were working their way towards that. So it's just weird. It's unfortunate. I think Cora Jade was one of the releases that I was most surprised about. Then there were a few that got me, Dakota and Braun, but Cora, man, I was very surprised by that one. Thank you so much, Bob Ross Jr. We got Sin City Saint here who says, my guess, they don't want Jey to look like a show opener. So maybe at Backlash, Jey opens up the show and calls him out. Man, I don't know. I just think it's better to have them on the actual show. They kind of did something a little bit similar with Cody, if I remember correctly. I don't even think Cody was left out of a PLE last year too, like right after he won the title. I forget which one it was, but there was one where he was left out and it was like, like Cody's not on the show. That's weird.
I think he was left out of Survivor Series.
With Survivor Series. Okay, I knew there was one. I just couldn't remember which one. We got Steven Marchulli here who says, I'd say add Mello or Bianca. I love Carmelo, man, but he's kind of doing stuff with The Miz right now, so I don't think they'll do that. Plus, he's over on SmackDown. Who knows? I don't know what the rules are anymore. who can jump or what. We got Anthony Giuliano here who says, I heard Goldberg coming to save Pat McAfee to set up Goldberg versus Gunther at SummerSlam for Goldberg's retirement match. Yeah, so that's kind of the ongoing theory right now. Thank you, Anthony. We got Bob Ross Jr. who says, I've seen enough. Io Sky current women's world title reign is way better than her last title reign because they're showing her much more respect, Santi. Do you recall last time she was champion? She was the background act.
And on top of that, she would only ever win matches because of damage control. And this time, like we're getting like a proper singles championship run from Io Sky. So yeah, like this is significantly better. Yeah, I would agree.
We got Nell D here says, did you guys see Finn talking to Roxanne backstage? I didn't catch this, but the chat pointed it out. And I thought, oh, okay, is Roxanne gonna like fill in for Liv Morgan while she's gone? Are you under that assumption?
I did. I also didn't see it. I had to just take chat's word for it. I don't know how long Liv Morgan is gone. I don't know anything about I mean, you're an LA person. Maybe you would know how long these types of movie shoots are and how long we can expect somebody like Liv Morgan to be out. But like, I remember from like the Ruthless Aggression era days, when The Rock would go off and film a movie, when he left to go film Scorpion King between SummerSlam 2002 and when he came back, it was like 8 months. Like it was not a short amount of time. Like, is that what we're expecting out of Liv Morgan here? And on top of that, she's a champion. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Okay, so I know she's going to be going to Japan, and her role is that she's like disappears, right? She's the politician's daughter who disappears. But I don't know if you want to base it off that synopsis. She's going to be disappeared from the movie, so I can only imagine there's going to be a couple of scenes. I don't know how many scenes. I would assume she would be gone for at least 4 months. I would say the very, very minimum I can think of is like 2.
My chat's saying 2 weeks. So
2 weeks?
If that doesn't sound like a very beefy role.
2 weeks?
No.
Oh shit! I was gonna say the minimum 2 months. Like that's all I can think of. Is
I thought months. I thought months as well.
Oh shit! All right. If that's out there already, then let's run with it. All right, we got Anthony Giuliano here who says, "What is your thoughts on WB saying some of the releases came from some talent being lazy and not putting in the work to improve?" Yeah, so I was talking about that earlier, and it's one of those he said, she said things, right, Santi? Like at the end of the day, how your, if your manager, your supervisor in any job deems you lazy, that's like their view, but who knows what yours is, right? You may be feeling like you're putting in the work, or hell, it may be true. I don't know. I think this is a case by case basis. I think it sucks, honestly, for someone for that to come out. I would hate the idea of the word lazy surrounding me or anybody. I can't imagine that was something that was appealing to read about in the news cycle.
Listen, lazy people usually don't, like, how do I say this? I don't buy it because I usually find that lazy people are the best at not getting fired. I was so lazy at Target. Like, let me tell you, I would show up late for shifts. I would show up hungover. This is when I was like 18, 19, 20 years old. I would like sleep in the back. You wouldn't see me for literal hours. I was literally siphoning money out of Target while I worked there, and I lasted for years, Denise. For years. I was just, dude, I would show up hungover and I would just tell my coworkers, hey man, I'm gonna go nap in the fridge. All right, that's nice and cool, I'm gonna go get rid of this hangover.
I would have hated you so much, Santi. I'd been like, this guy never works.
That's how it is. And I never got fired. Nothing ever happened. So I basically what I'm trying to say is I don't buy this laziness. I have a hard time believing that somebody like Cora Jade, who had to come back from multiple injuries, that alone to me screams not lazy. Like rehab sucks. Like if you've ever had a genuine sports injury, rehabbing it sucks. It's not just sit at home and wait. No, it's like working your ass off to be able to get even the slightest bit of mobility back in your injured area. Like you have to work your ass off to get back. And both Gigi Dolan and Cora Jade, which were some of the two that were being accused of that, both had to go through major rehabs to come back to get screen time. So I don't buy it. I really don't.
I don't know, man. I don't know how many people remember that tweet by Cora Jade. Do you know which one I'm talking about, Santi?
No.
a while ago, and let me see if I still have it here. A while ago, not too long ago, actually, Cora Jade put out a tweet, and I wonder if this had like anything to do with this. And I'm also just like speculating because I'm just trying to figure out what reason. She tweeted not too long ago, being in WWE NXT for 4 years and not having one singles title match is actually crazy. Just wait. I don't know if it means anything. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. This was March 25th.
It's possible because didn't we also have Dakota Kai be vocal in public about like, nope, I'm not injured. I'm on the sidelines, ready and ready to go.
And she didn't even say anything bad. She just let people know like, hey, I'm not injured. I don't know if that was the real reason. I just truly don't know.
That would be crazy. Like if it's because of these social media posts that are honestly harmless, if you think about it, especially if they decided to keep Corey Graves after shaking the bird's nest.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
After moving to NXT, and he got to keep his job.
Way worse. I read Cora's tweet as her being in character, to be honest. Like I was reading that as her being a heel.
Yeah, that's how I was. Yeah, that's how I would interpret it too.
But I don't know. I've been racking my head trying to think about what, could be or couldn't be the reason. But at the end of the day, it's he said, she said, and we won't really know, right? Until maybe, interviews and things and stuff like that come out. But Anthony Giuliano, thank you so much. Now she can prove it, by the way. Her and anybody else that was, released because if maybe they were considered lazy, you can prove them wrong, right? You can definitely do that. We got Dominic Cena here who says, hey, Santi, if Cena and Dom had a match, which corner will you be in?
I'll be in the corner that has a fucking space bar. What is that message that we just received? What is that?
Because in super chats, if like the more you write, the more money you have to give.
Oh, I love how thrifty this guy is.
All in.
Oh, that's awesome. Cena and Dom had a match. Which corner? I'm always Cena. It's always Cena.
We got Dominic Cena here who says, lazy people don't give a shit about being fired, so they don't. We got Anthony Giuliano here who says, Cora also said WWE body shaming her body too. I did see that as well on her during a conversation she was having with Gigi. This is all wild, guys. We got Bob Ross Jr. here who says, how poetic would it be if CM Punk was the one who saved wrestling from John Cena? Let's go, baby. Come on, CM Punk. I'm rooting for him to save pro wrestling. I'm here for this.
It would be poetic considering it was him that walked out with the championship, and now Cena's trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, see? Thank you, Bob. All right. With that being said, let's continue on here. We got, let's see what else we got to get into. Penta versus JD McDonagh. Not a bad match. Not my favorite matchup. So I would put this probably on since you were doing the math, probably on the side of matches I didn't really care for.
You didn't care for? I thought this was solid.
It was all right.
I think you liked it, and now you're being stubborn and trying to give yourself more points to the side of you didn't like it.
Okay, well, first of all, no. Me stubborn, never.
Never.
Just a Taurus. No, never. Wait, Santi, you're a Taurus too. So I know that you're probably stubborn too. It's like the number one trait for a Taurus.
It's problematic. Yeah, it's a thing in this household for sure.
Oh no. See, I know it. All right. Let me see. Where are we at? Oh yeah. So did you like? Oh, you thought you said it was fine.
Yeah, I like the match. I still find it weird that it led to Penta getting an IC title match with no interactions pretty much with Dom since WrestleMania. And the only interaction was a match with Dom that he lost. Remember the night after WrestleMania? It was Dom versus Penta. Penta lost, so now he beats JD McDonagh, and that gives him an IC title match. It just feels like they're like, shit, you know what it feels like? Can I put on a tinfoil hat here for a second? I think they were planning Jey Uso versus Logan Paul this entire time for a Backlash. I really do.
And this was the fill-in?
And this was the fill-in last minute. They pulled it for whatever reason, and they're like, shit, we can't pump out a 4-match card for this. Considering how much we charge for tickets these days, we need a 5th match, and I think it ended up being this.
Yeah, see, man, like I gotta go back and rewatch that segment with Jay and Logan, the first one that they did, because I swore that they had announced this match at Backlash. Like I gotta go rewatch it because I don't know why I've been running off that theory. We got Dominic Cena here who says saving money, not using the space bar. Lol, sorry, I'm frugal.
No, it's smart. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that. No,
Dominic sent in 3 super chats though, so he could have probably all just put them with the space. Yeah, so it's a thing. Like when you're typing it out, like the more you start to write, YouTube automatically is like, no, like you can't send a paragraph for $2. Like you gotta.
Oh, that's
it's a
sick.
thing. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Twitch should do that. You know, sometimes I get like, I literally get life memoirs for 50 cents. I'm like, oh God, here we go.
They don't do that on Twitch.
No, Twitch doesn't do it.
See, the only reason I know this was because when I go leave super chats like on other people's streams, I would be typing and I would be like, oh, this is a good amount that I want to give. And then suddenly it would just get big. Like the color would change. And I was like, oh, okay, let me adjust my saying.
That's funny. That's funny.
All right. Thank you, Dominic. All right. We had the return of Sheamus taking on Austin Theory. And this was supposed to be Grayson Waller, but then Grayson Waller just decided to give this match to Austin Theory. Again, continuing to lead to the theory that we are finally ending this damn tag team here with Theory and Grayson Waller. How'd you feel seeing Sheamus back?
I just want his old theme song. Give me his limes theme. Too many limes. I need that back. Cool to see Sheamus back. I feel like we have an IC champion that I think he could realistically dethrone and actually, you know, complete the Grand Slam that we've been wanting him to complete. I feel like that I legitimately could see Dom versus Sheamus at SummerSlam.
Okay, see, that's fine. I think I just didn't. I liked seeing Sheamus come back. I didn't think the match was too great, so I think this was also part of what I didn't really love from Raw. So just throwing that out there. Just sounding.
Sure.
All right, we got something I actually really did love from Raw, and that was Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. Dude, this was fire. I was so.
So did you not think it was garbage?
No, I did not think this was garbage.
You didn't think that this was garbage. You didn't think that Becky was maybe throwing out the word garbage too many times, garbage is
I see what you mean.
Garbage is garbage and like garbage. Oh my God. Here's the thing, Becky, I said this to my chat. I'm like, Becky Lynch has a tendency to take a line that works and kill it. She did it with the stupid hat. Do you remember the stupid hat? You guys like the hat? Yeah. All right. The hat stays. You guys like my hat. Then the hat became a thing that she kept mentioning over and over again. Do you remember the lemonade thing? Where she just started, she mentioned lemonade in a feud with Rhea for WrestleMania, and then she started coming out with lemonade. You really don't remember these things?
No, I do remember these things, and I think I just had a glass shatters moment.
Yes,
you know when you just point out a flaw from someone that you never realized it? I never realized that Becky Lynch did that until you said that right now.
So much. When she said the first time she said it, when she's just like, you guys are mad about me taking out Bailey's garbage. I was like, haha, that's good. And then she said garbage. I'm not kidding. About 17 more times.
No way.
I definitely made that number up. But if there's anybody in the chat,
no way.
If there's anybody in the chat right now that's willing to go back and rewatch it and count the amount of garbages that she said, because I think it might have been double digits.
Holy shit. I'm going to go do that afterwards. And I'm going to find out because it was not something that I picked up on. And what I did like from this was, the reason why I did like this was because Lyra came out there and she came like full guns blazing, man. I feel she's bringing her dang A game and having Becky Lynch's number and calling her out and being 5 steps ahead of her. And then the moment when Becky went in to punch her and she blocked it and instead kicked her in the face, dude, that was executed so perfectly. I was just over the moon about how good this has been making Lyra Valkyria look. Like, this is exactly what she needed. What we kept saying about, like, oh, yeah, she's a good wrestler. She's Bird Lady. We know that. Ha, ha, ha. But now the crowd's getting behind her. Now we're starting to get a better feel for Lyra.
Yeah, I think you said everything that I need to say. I think that this is a feud that's doing wonders specifically for Lyra Valkyria. And this is exactly what we wanted to get out of Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton, like, you know, solid back and forth on the mic that we never really got. But Lyra Valkyria keeps coming out and every week looking better and better off the back of these promos with Becky Lynch. And that's exactly what you want to see out of this feud. And I'm just glad that we're getting a good storyline with the Intercontinental Championship. I really am glad that we're finally getting something of substance that's PLE worthy.
Dude, everyone's like, it was 10 times, it was 13 times. Then she said recycling 7 times.
Dude, then she called Lyra recycling, and I'm like, okay, who here is gonna be the compost? Like, what is happening here?
They were definitely, I don't know, I don't even know what other words they could add, but she's just gonna pull up every single word you can use for garbage. All right, we got Luis Henry here who says Jay's performance might have been better than WrestleMania 41. This was a fine match, man. It definitely, with everything that went down, it ended up being very entertaining. Thank you, Luis. Excuse me. We got David here who says, Santi, you saying the internet is stupid is wild. You're the IWC leader. Good episode. I will be in section 121 this Saturday. First wrestling show. What? First wrestling show? Holy cow. That's awesome,
yeah.
David. I hope you have a good time, man.
Yeah,
that's going to be fun.
David's one of mine. He's one of my patrons, so you can say that, sure. You
I
can
love
get
how
away
you
with it.
said that. He's one of mine.
He's one of mine. He prowls and trolls my social media pages.
Thank you, David. We got Dominic Cena here who says YouTube super chats charge by character count.
Thank you. You know now you're just spending unnecessary money. We'll take it. Keep going. You know what? Give me one more explanation as to why this is a good idea. Come back with another super chat, Dominic Cena.
We got Bob Ross Jr. who says Braun Breaker went from feuding with Ricochet this time last year to now he's feuding with CM Punk. Damn, I don't even remember that Braun Breaker. Oh, yeah, that's when he threw Braun Breaker through the thing and rode off Ricochet. Yeah. When Braun Breaker rode off Ricochet. Yeah, I remember that.
We're still waiting for Ricochet to come back from injury.
Yeah, he died. He's dead. All right. Thanks, Bob Ross Jr. Dude, it's so crazy how fast the time moves. All right, let's see what else we got to get into. Oh, I did not like this. This is part of what led to me saying I didn't love Raw. Rusev versus Otis. I kept saying we need something a little bit more fireworks for Rusev. I didn't love the debut last time. Okay, fine. I was looking forward to this match because I love the meat, but this was just not it. I wanted more power. You got these big, meaty dudes. Give me more power. This was just not the match that I thought that it was going to be. And then afterwards, I did love the post-match stuff. Don't get me wrong. I love the post-match stuff. Not love. Love's a strong word. I preferred the post-match stuff that we saw afterwards. Rusev attacking Otis and Tozawa and crying out there with Maxine and Natalya going to go comfort Maxine. All of that. That was fun. But the matchup, though, someone said it could have been an email, and I agree.
I can't disagree. I thought that the beatdown was probably the best part. It's interesting because I do feel like Aleister Black has been better in his re-debut in the way that they've been presenting him in what I thought was a pretty solid match with The Miz. I feel like maybe right now this meat on meat match wasn't the correct thing to serve us. I feel like maybe they should have started off with him killing Tozawa. I want to see a dominant Rusev, and I don't feel like we fully got that in this match. There's something that I'm not clicking with, and I can't quite put my finger on it. So I might just need a few more weeks. Yeah, I think I might need a few more weeks to be able to really verbalize why it's not landing with me as of yet, but yet somehow Aleister Black is. I feel like, I think part of the reason is that when I look at what they're doing with Aleister Black, there's a natural step 2, right? And it's a step 2 that everyone is excited for, which is that match with Carmelo Hayes. What is step 2 for Rusev here? Because they already
apparently it's Tozawa. They still got it looks like they're gonna do that match.
Yeah, but that's just
crazy. It might actually be better than what we saw today with Otis, which is crazy.
Tozawa can pull out some fascinating matches whenever you put him in that situation. I still just feel like what they're doing with Aleister, there's better road points that I'm more excited for. And I think it's just because I just don't find it interesting when they just book somebody to destroy Alpha Academy. It's never really landed with me, and it's not going to land here with Rusev.
Yeah, they had a chance here, I think, with this match to have it be like, okay, this is the saving grace of this whole story and all of that. But no, it just ended up being, to me, I'm going to describe it as dry. It's just dry. Like, there's nothing to get out of it right now. And that's where I feel like it needs some work for sure. We got JJ Castillo here who says, thoughts on WWE Crown Jewel in Australia? Rip the time zone on us watching this early. So, I mean, they're going to do the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia a couple months after. So I'm guessing this is why they went with Crown Jewel in Australia. I was reading some of the comments when they posted that, and I saw some of the Australian fans kind of being like, Australia deserved better. They deserved a better pay-per-view. And I get that because Crown Jewel belongs to Saudi Arabia. Like, that's their thing. And it's always the show, the PLE that is kind of the most looked down upon in comparison to all of the other PLEs. And so I did see a lot of people in Australia being like, oh, we deserved better. And then I kept seeing them talk about this convention that's going on during that time and how that's going to be where all the attention is. I don't know. But then I saw some other people that were just excited to see a show in Perth, Australia. So there was a kind of a mixed emotions in what I was seeing from that. I think for me, it's weird seeing Crown Jewel in Australia, but who knows? Maybe it'll work out much better. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm going to be in Japan. So I'm actually going to be in the time zone. I'm actually going to be in the time zone that this show is happening in.
See? All right. See, there you go. You'll be able to watch Crown Jewel in Australia. What time is it going to be on?
I mean, like Elimination Chamber Perth 2 years ago or last year started at 6 a.m. Eastern.
Mother effer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 3 a.m. for me. Yeah.
It was 3 a.m. for you. I remember that. Yep. I remember Minnie having to get up for it. I remember having to set up an alarm. I remember having to sleep in a different room because Sarah's like, "Ain't no way you're waking me up with your alarm on a Saturday morning," because that's what it was, to watch wrestling. I'm like, fair enough. All right.
Oh, hells no. Oh, man, I completely forgot about all of that. Thank you, JJ Castillo. We got Bear Hudson here who says, calling my shot, Big Bronson Reed joins Seth Rollins. I've been saying this. Please, let's make this happen. I would love to see that. I agree, Bear. Thank you so much. We got MSQ who says, what's a good website to create thumbnails and edit videos? So I use Canva for my thumbnails, and I use Adobe for my editing. Thank you, MSQ. We got Saif Dun Super who says, great show. Sorry, Rusev is a relic from 2015. But he looks better than he looked like in 2015, though. So there's that. There's that, you know? Thank you, Saif. Alrighty, guys. There we have it. That was Monday Night Raw for May the 5th. Santi, as always, I was glad to have you back. You were almost replaced last week. Everybody loved
I was a little bit nervous. I was a little bit nervous when you announced Weezy. I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna lose my job. No. No, she's great, but she just, she ain't this. She ain't this. CEO. CEO. All right. That was cringe. Let's just bring this home.
Tell the people where they can follow you.
Just look up anything related to Santi Zap. You can find me on Instagram if you want some reactions, Twitter if you want to see the world hate me, YouTube if you want my long form YouTube videos, and Twitch if you want to watch my live streams.
All righty. Well, guys, @ Denise Salcedo, all social media, youtube.com/Denise Salcedo. Please do not forget to go check that out. I'm posting a ton of stuff. So if you're already here, click that subscribe button. And then also just a friendly reminder for those of you who do not like video podcasts, maybe you prefer audio podcasts, you can listen to Santi and I each and every single Monday, also on audio format. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just search up Instincts Culture by Denise Salcedo, and any podcast, any audio format where you listen to podcasts, we are available. I need to make sure to promote that more. Thank you guys so much. Catch you on the next one. Bye, everyone.